listening to a special presentation from the Real Presence Radio Network. On Real Presence Radio, welcome to the Knights Game Day Show, sponsored by First Premier Bank, Premier Bank Card.
And welcome everyone to Swisher Field in Aberdeen, South Dakota. I'm Brett Byler with the Real Presence Radio Network. We have a matchup tonight with the number 5 seed in the playoffs right now. Playoff pitcher Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights coming to the game with a 4-3 record on the year, taking on the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles, who are 2-3 on the season. The Knights have won 3 straight games. Well, the Golden Eagles, on the other hand, they hadn't played in going on 3 weeks up until last week, where they defeated Rapid City Stevens 35-0. They were off since September 18th. So the Knights currently sitting number 4 in power points. They're ranked number 5 in state, but 4 in power points with 2 weeks left, which would put them hosting the first round playoff game for Sioux Falls Lincoln if the playoffs started tonight, while Aberdeen Central is currently 7th, will match them up against Brandon Valley, who is currently 5-1. I will be by myself tonight. I'll have my Maverick and Goose back next Thursday in Harrisburg with Isaac Struck and Dan Johnson. So you'll have me to listen to tonight, folks. I'll also be running the camera, so kind of bear with me. I'll be doing everything tonight, which we usually have 2 or 3 people doing the announcing, and I can do the camera myself, so it could be interesting. How to tune in tonight? You can tune in by listening to 94.5 FM Sioux Falls, 91.3 FM Hartford, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com. You can also click the listen now on 94.5 FM Sioux Falls, 91.3 FM Hartford on our free mobile app, and also on our website. And you can also go to YouTube, which is Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls, and you can listen and watch the video stream of tonight's game on YouTube, Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls. Now to recap last week, and I have a long time to talk about the O'Gorman-Watertown game. That was quite the game last Friday night in O'Gorman. The Knights did win 31-29. This is our 7th year covering O'Gorman for football. I don't think I've ever seen a game quite like that one in our 7 years. O'Gorman led 3-0 at halftime, so pretty boring first half for the most part. The only points came off a fumbled punt, which the Knights turned into 3 points on a Zach Riddle field goal. Knights took a 17-0 lead going into the fourth quarter, and then Watertown got going. It was 31-8 with about 8:14 left in the fourth quarter after Tegan Schlimgen hit Rush Landry. So you think, all right, the game's over. Knights up 31-8, 8 minutes left. The end of the game. Well, it was not the fact. Watertown scored a touchdown with 6:07 left. They got the ensuing onside kick. They scored another touchdown with 1:52 left. Got the onside kick again. Threw 2 interceptions, which were both called back by penalties. Then Dawson Schmidt caught his 3rd touchdown in the fourth quarter with 26 seconds left, which was originally called a non-catch. The refs huddled up for about 2 minutes, and they changed it to a catch, which I have never seen that happen in 7 years either. You do see that in the NFL with the replay system. I've never seen it in high school where refs confer and change a call. So then it was a 2-point game. Watertown had to get the 2-point conversion to tie it, and then Sam Stuckel hit the ball away from Schmidt on a fade route. Knights were able then to hold off Watertown 31-29. So wow, that was quite the finish there. The good, bad, and the ugly. Tegan Schlimgen broke Dusty Coleman and Zach Norton's score record of 31 career touchdowns with his 3 touchdown passes against Watertown. Tegan now has 33 career touchdown passes. Congratulations to the senior quarterback. He has 13 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in the last 3 ball games, while Sam Stuckel's caught 7 of those touchdowns. So the Schlimgen-Stuckel connection has been on fire in the last 3 games, the 3-game winning streak for O'Gorman. The offensive rushing attack also has really picked up. O'Gorman rushed for 179 yards against Watertown on 33 rushes, picking off where they left off against Washington, where they rushed for 172 yards on 38 carries. Jacob Schwab has been busy the last 2 weeks. He had 100 yards rushing each of the past 2 weeks, tallying 118 against Watertown and 102 against Washington, averaging 10 yards per carry. O'Gorman's offense has been a lot more run-dependent the last 2 weeks. They had 38 rushes and 20 passes versus Washington 2 weeks ago for homecoming, and had 33 rushes, 17 passes last week against Watertown. So it's almost a 2-to-1 rush to pass ratio compared to, you could flip that for pretty much the first 4 games of the year. But you add Matt Peters to the offensive line, that helps out as well there. I expect to see more running tonight. The weather's colder tonight in Aberdeen. You're in, I think, about the mid to low 40s compared to 70s, 80s, a hot one last Friday night. So expect more running tonight. So some of the bad from the game against Watertown: 4 turnovers. We lost 3 fumbles, 2 by Schwab, 1 by Schlimgen, 1 interception by Schlimgen. Out of all those turnovers, I believe at least 3 of them were in Watertown territory. So that's all points potentially coming off the board. Also 10 penalties for 104 yards for O'Gorman. That's not good either, especially when you have over 100 yards of penalties. You didn't recover 2 onside kicks and back-to-back kicks, pretty much kicked in the same spot. Special teams did score 10 points for us, but so that was something. But then you kind of give up on the onside kicks. Preston Konechki, he also had a pick 6. So offensively, the Knights only really mustered 2 scoring drives, 14 points, and never really were able to get in a great rhythm against Watertown. They only had 9 first downs in the game, 281 yards of total offense, compared to 403 total yards of offense the previous week against Sioux Falls, Washington. Didn't have Chase Harris at left guard or Manny Struck at receiver for that game, which I think hurt the offense as well. So obviously tonight we can't have all those turnovers and all those penalties if we expect to win a road game against Aberdeen Central. That is our opponent tonight, the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. They're coming off a 35-0 win over Rapid City Stevens last Friday night in Rapid City at O'Hara Stadium. They got 2 rushing touchdowns from their quarterback Sam Rolfs and running back Carter Hogue, and their defense was dominant, allowing only 123 yards, had 4 turnovers they forced, 3 interceptions, and 1 fumble recovery. Some players to watch for Aberdeen: Reese Burkhead, 6'8", 225 senior right tackle. He's actually going to South Dakota State as a tight end, even though he's playing right tackle, which is out of necessity, says Coach Mitch Cran. So he'll be wearing SDSU colors next year. Also a terrific basketball player. Junior quarterback Sam Rolfs throws for about 109 yards a game, also rushes for 62. Probably the best athlete on this Aberdeen Central team. Definitely a dual threat quarterback. So got to know where he's at in the pocket. Can obviously run as well as pass. And Carter Hogue, their running back's having a really good year. 426 rushing yards on the season through 5 games, 85 yards a game, a little bit over 5 yards a carry, and 7 touchdowns. So expect a lot of running from Hogue and from Rolfs tonight for Aberdeen Central. And I think that's what they're going to try to do. Shorten the game up, really try to run the ball tonight against Sioux Falls O'Gorman. And now it's time for our scoreboard update. There isn't any games going on at the moment. The first game will be starting right when our game starts at 6 o'clock. Rapid City Stevens is at Sioux Falls Lincoln. That's over at Howard Wood Field. And then at 7 o'clock, Mitchell is at Pierre. That's number 5 versus number 3 in AA. Douglas is at number 1 Yankton at 7. And all these next ones are all 7 o'clock starts. Douglas at Yankton. Roosevelt is at Watertown. This is the first game Roosevelt's played in a couple weeks. Harrisburg is at Brandon Valley tonight at 7. That's probably the game of the week, number 3 versus number 2. Both 5-1 teams. Also at 7, Sturgis Brown is at Bellefouche. Brookings undefeated at Spearfish, who's defeated 0-6. And then Huron is at Tri-Valley, also at 7. Next week in AA will be the big matchup where Yankton and Brookings both should win tonight. They'll both be 8-0. That'll be played up at Dana Dykhouse Stadium at SDSU for the number 1 seed in AA. So that's something to look forward to in AA. And that is our games tonight. Also going on today, Oral and Turf for O'Gorman is at Sioux Falls, Washington. And the fall play is at Lorraine Theater tonight at 7 o'clock. So if you're in Sioux Falls and you're not watching the video stream of the football game, you can always go to Lorraine Theater and watch the fall play. Those plays are terrific for O'Gorman. I went to the Little Mermaid one a few years ago and had a lot of fun there. Quick shout out to the O'Gorman boys soccer team. They'll be playing the state title game tomorrow at Huron, but they'll be playing Rapid City Stevens at Huron. That's 7 o'clock. You can watch that one on South Dakota Dakota Public Television. Coach Byer's boys soccer team has won 7 straight games, and this is their first state championship appearance since 2012. So that's something to look forward to tomorrow as well. Volleyball is at Aberdeen Central right here tomorrow, 3:30. Coach Emily's team is undefeated on the season, and the marching band will be at USD in Vermilion tomorrow as well. All right, so coming up after the break, I will be sitting down with Mitch Kranz, the Aberdeen Central coach, in his third year to find some keys to victory for the Golden Eagles tonight against Sioux Falls O'Gorman, and that interview is next on the Knights pregame show. Don't go anywhere.
At First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we believe the greatest investment we can make is in our customers and communities. Thanks to our industry-leading service, products, and tools, we're helping our customers reach their financial goals and achieve success. Through the generosity of our employees and leadership, we're able to support nearly 700 South Dakota organizations and nonprofits with our time, money, and resources. At Premier, we're always seeking ways to make an impact for good by investing in what matters most to you. It's the Premier way.
Catholic Family Services is here for you, regardless of age, faith, or ethnic origin. They provide services throughout eastern South Dakota, including mental health counseling for adults and children, grief therapy for individuals or groups, a divorce support group, and a grief camp for children. They also now offer online counseling through telehealth therapy. For more information or to make an appointment with Catholic Family Services, you can call 800-700-7867 or go to sfcatholic.org/CFS.
Welcome back to the Knights Game Day Show, brought to you by First Premier Bank, Premier Bank Card. I'm now joined by Aberdeen Central football coach Mitch Kranz. Coach, your team defeated Rapid City Stevens 35-0 last Friday night at O'Hara Stadium. This was your team's first game since September 18th. With that being said, Coach, what were your biggest takeaways from your team's performance last Friday night?
We were focused. I don't think we were real crisp. There was a little rust there. So we didn't make mistakes, and that's what we needed to do. We kind of knew that as long as we play sound football, we're going to have a pretty good chance to win. We created 4 turnovers and didn't turn the ball over ourselves. Anytime you can do that, you're going to have a pretty good chance of winning. We did some good things, and we got some things that obviously we still need to work on, and didn't play a full game in 3 weeks. It showed a little bit. Our guys stepped up and played pretty well.
Coach, you just mentioned defensively 3 interceptions. You had a forced fumble. Stevens only mustered 123 total yards. What were you able to do so well defensively throughout the ball game?
You take a look at what they had, and we knew they could run the ball up the middle a little bit, but we were going to give them that. We wanted to make them try to take shots on us. They went ahead and did that, and didn't have a lot of success because we dropped so many people. Probably will not be the case against Sioux Falls O'Gorman this week. We have to change things week in, week out, or to who we're playing, and we haven't faced a lot of 2-back stuff like O'Gorman's doing. So it'll be a good test for us.
Offensively, Coach, were you happy with how your team played in the game against Rapid City Stevens last Friday night?
Up front, I thought we played okay. We didn't give as big a hole as I would have liked for a running back, but yeah, we did just enough. We still got some work in the pass game as well. Our offensive line has been very good for us all year. We are tall and lengthy there, a little bit more athletic than we have been in the past, but we're not exactly people movers. So we gotta get people in certain spots. And we also do some read option stuff. Our QB is he's our best athlete, I would say. He always has the option to run it as well. And anytime we can get him out on the edge or anything like that, or going north, it's very good for us.
With 2 games remaining in the regular season, Coach, what would you like to see as the biggest improvements moving forward?
Number one, we need to stay healthy. We're getting our best lineman back this week, which is nice. We lost a lineman last week. It's going to be done for the season. You want to be playing your best football, right? We hope that's still in front of us. We've got some things that we need to fix, both offensively and defensively. Staying healthy is going to be huge, crucial. We don't quite have the numbers, and if our number one goes down in a few spots, we really take a hit. It's a next person up mentality, and everybody's got to be ready to go.
And you mentioned them already in the interview, Coach. Your opponent tonight is Sioux Falls O'Gorman, a team that has won 3 straight ball games, scoring at least 30 points in all those games. What challenges does Coach Poppinga's offense present to your team?
They went back to the drawing board a little bit, and they're like, okay, this is what our team can do. They get to the edge really well. They do a nice job of both power in the middle. They run some lead stuff, and then the QB can can do some read option as well, going east and west, and then he'll hit you going right down the middle. He throws a really good deep ball, and he throws some good hitches and everything like that. They force you to be ready for a lot of different things. They make it difficult to defend, that's for sure.
And on your offensive end, Coach, tonight, what must your team do to move the ball consistently and put up points against the O'Gorman defense?
We got to move people up front. They're physical. They're not the biggest D-line or anything like that, but they're athletic. Linebackers are very good. They're very well coached. And when we get the opportunity to make a big play, we have to make it. Usually comes down to a handful of plays. There's 3 or 4 opportunities, and if you don't hit any of those, it's going to be a long night for you. Now, if you go 3 for 4 with 3 really big plays, it makes it a lot easier on you. So we're going to take some chances here and there. I know Coach Poppinga will as well on the other side, and we're just hoping that we can make enough big plays and then grind it out. It's probably going to be a short game here because there's going to be a lot of running the ball.
Thank you so much, Coach, for your time, and good luck tonight against Sioux Falls O'Gorman.
Thanks a bunch. Have a great night.
And that was Aberdeen Central coach Mitch Kranz. I want to thank him for his time. Don't go away, folks. O'Gorman's coach Jason Poppinga's interview is next on the Night's Game Day Show.
Hello, this is Mark Konzemius, president of the Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota. Preparing for the end of life can be overwhelming, even scary. Yet as disciples of Christ, we live in great hope and the reality of God's promise that death is not the end, but a new beginning. The End of Life Planning Workbook for Catholics is now available. I encourage you to reach out to one of our Catholic Community Foundation offices or ccfesd.org. May God bless each of us on our journey to heaven.
Is there an event that you would like announced right here on the RPR Network? Please email the details at least 2 weeks in advance to Therese at realpresenceradio.com. That's Therese at realpresenceradio.com. We can help spread the word about what's happening at your parish and in your diocese. Again, that email address is Therese at realpresenceradio.com.
Welcome back to the night pregame coaches show interview brought to you by Canfield Business Interiors. I'm now joined by O'Gorman football coach Jason Poppinga. Coach, your team's coming off a 31-29 win over Watertown last Friday night. Watertown, we knew they had an explosive offense coming into the ball game, averaging about 31 points. We held them scoreless through 3 quarters. Up until that point, what did you like most from what your defense was doing against Watertown's explosive offense?
Yeah, I thought they did a great job being aggressive. We kept the quarterback in check. He didn't get a chance to scramble. We saw us losing containment and him starting to run around and get 10, 15-yard plays, when we're covering guys down the field. That's hard to do, but, that's our linebackers in line, doing their job. When they stay disciplined in there, the quarterback's going to stay contained, and, that didn't happen at the end. And then we got a couple pass plays there where we blew coverage. Guys didn't know if they had help and when they had help. It was just a mental breakdown spot, and we thought there was, one guy a couple times where, the first drive, our defense puts us in great position to score. We don't get any points because it was one guy. And so that's been, kind of what we
did run for 179 yards, another 100-yard performance from Jacob Schwab. How did you think the rushing offense looked Friday night?
Obviously a lot of that rushing came in that one big run, that he had, which he did a line of scrimmage to this week when we didn't, and granted we've had different personnel. Our offensive line has been a shuffled, group the whole year, and losing Chase Harris, who really helped solidify that the week before, him being gone and being out of lineup again this week, again, definitely hurts us. So, you're going to see a couple different new guys in there again, but we're just trying to establish that we need to be able to run the football in games at this end of the season.
I know at the beginning of the year, Preston was one of the kids you were looking for contributions from. He had a couple injuries. He had a pick 6.
Obviously, losing Struck, not being in the lineup here both offensively and defensively, we've had new players in there trying to fill those roles, and defensively, Preston took the low. Struck in the game. Once again, we're going to have the same situation this week. We're going to have to find guys.
In the career passing, Dusty Coleman, also Zach Norton Friday night. He did throw for 3 touchdowns in the ball game. How do you think Tegan played Friday night?
Tegan's been playing well. The whole year. He's been the one guy that we've depended on all the time to make good decisions. And he may not be as tall, he may not be as fast, as a lot of the other quarterbacks in the Metro Conference and AAA. But he really does a great job of making decisions out there. And, we depend on him for his leadership.
Let's move forward to tonight against Aberdeen Central. We're on the road at teams 2 and 3 on the year, coming off a win up in Rapid City last Friday night. What stands out to you on film when you're watching this Aberdeen Central, your opponent tonight?
Yeah, the hard part is, they were off for so long. Weather conditions, definitely colder tonight than what it has been in the past. How that's going to affect our players. The run game is going to be huge, and I really believe, whoever wins the line of scrimmage tonight, is going to win. Us being able to run, not having to pass, and for them forcing them to pass, because we definitely feel like they're not as good in the air as what they are on the ground.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks, Brett.
And tonight's pregame coaches show for the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights has been brought to you by Canfield Business Interiors. Canfield Business Interiors provides healthier, safer, smarter, designs better. Coming up after the break, we'll find out what the Knights need to do tonight to defeat the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles in our Keys to Victory segment.
Equipment Company can help. They serve Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company also offers services for lifts, signs, is a supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
They make space better by creating inspirational experiences to improve your organizational performance. For more information, you can find us online at canfieldco.com. Canfield student athletes, good luck this year.
And welcome back to the Knights Game Day Show, brought to you by First Premier Bank, Premier Bank Card. Now it's time for our keys to that early momentum as a road team. Kind of a cold night here tonight in Aberdeen. We were off to a slow start last week, only scored 3 points in the first half. I think if we can get a couple of touchdowns right away, that'll go a long ways in a victory tonight. Got to limit the turnovers and penalties. O'Gorman had 4 turnovers last week. They had 10 penalties for 104 yards as well. That can't happen tonight. Defensively, we got to slow down Aberdeen's rushing attack. I believe they're really going to try to run the ball a lot against us tonight, eat up some clock. Carter Hogue averages 85 yards a game, while quarterback Sam Rolfs averages 62 rushing yards a game. I think for us offensively, same thing. Got to keep running the ball well. O'Gorman rushed for 179 yards against Watertown last week. Also had 172 yards against Sioux Falls, Washington 2 weeks ago. And finally, find ways to get the ball in Sam Stuckel's hands. Sam has 7 touchdown catches in the last 3 weeks. He's also dangerous in the reverse game. He can play some wildcat quarterback as well. Got to get your best playmaker the ball, and that is number 2, Sam Stuckel. Player pick to click tonight for Sioux Falls O'Gorman. Been awesome offensively the last 2 weeks, as well as Jacob Schwab. Has had 220 rushing yards the last 2 weeks on 22 carries, which is 110 yards a game and 10 yards per carry, so that works. And also he had 11 tackles and a sack last week against Watertown. He leads the Knights in tackles on the year as well. So Jacob Schwab on a cold night in Aberdeen as the running back is my pick to click for Sioux Falls O'Gorman. Tonight, Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights Game Day Premier Bank Card, investing in their communities. Coming up next is a Knights Kickoff Show with a priest prayer, starting lineups for both teams, and final thoughts. Don't go anywhere.
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota, Jardine Construction, Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness, Mark Promis with Providence Financial, First Premier Bank Card, Canfield Business Interiors, the BB Agency, Knights of Columbus.
The exciting action of O'Gorman Knights football. Let's go to the field.
All right, welcome back to Swisher Field. We were closing on a kickoff between the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights, number 5, and South Dakota AAA, and the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. This is the 18th meeting between these two teams. O'Gorman leads the series 13-4. The Knights have won the last 10 meetings. Aberdeen Central's last win versus O'Gorman was the 2009 playoffs, 21-17. O'Gorman defeated Aberdeen last October at the MAC, 29-14. Led throughout the ball game, 21-7 at half, 23-7 after 3. Tate Wishart had 3 rushing touchdowns for the Knights. Jason Poppinga is 4-0 versus Aberdeen Central as the OG coach, while Mitch Kranz is 0-2 versus O'Gorman as the Aberdeen Central head coach as well. We're going to get to our starting lineup shortly, but first we want to start out right with a prayer, and here is our priest prayer for tonight.
Hello, this is Father Chuck Simple, pastor of Holy Spirit Parish in Sioux Falls. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, amen. O Lord, as these athletes prepare for this event, Please clear their heads of all distractions and their hearts from any burdens, so that they can perform to the best of their abilities and know that you are always with them. And as they enter this competition, we pray that they remember that their true strength comes from knowing you. When they participate in this athletic event, and when their eyes of the crowds are upon them, may they also turn their eyes to you. And at the end of this event, give glory to your name. Finally, O Lord, keep our athletes, coaches, and all of us safe and healthy. And may this pandemic come to an end, and successful therapies can prevent COVID-19. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you so much, Father. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for more of the Knights Kickoff Show.
When you look to the future, is the road there inevitable? It's not. That's why O'Gorman education matters. It's where you'll grow in your faith, be challenged, celebrate, and become part of a community. These are the moments that will shape your life. This is where your path will unfold. What are you waiting for? You belong in blue.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR network when you're on the go? Just search for Real Presence Radio in your app store. Listen live to any station across the network at any time, so you can stay connected to your local community from wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show, Real Presence Live. The Real Presence Radio app, with you every step of your faith journey.
All right, welcome back to the Knights Kickoff Show. I want to thank Father Simple for his prayer. Father Simple is the pastor at Holy Spirit Parish in Sioux Falls, and we look forward to hearing from prayers from different priests across the Diocese of Sioux Falls this season. Now it's time for the starting lineups for both teams. If you're watching the video stream, the players are about ready, the captains, to go out for the coin toss on the field. For O'Gorman, it is Tegan Schlimgen. Connor Pavelko playing the first game of the season for him. He had a hip injury, and he'll be playing tonight for the first time since the state title game last November. Also, Matt Peters and Jacob Schwab are your captains. So starting for O'Gorman on offense, the center is Matt Peters. Right guard making his first start there is Nate Ratzloff. Aiden Scott will be the left guard. Matt Winterton left tackle. Eddie Myler right tackle. And then the receiving core will be David Alpers, Harry Huners, Zach Riedel, and Sam Stukel, with Jacob Schwab at running back, and Tegan Schlimgen is your quarterback tonight for O'Gorman. On defense, the Knights have Matt Peters, and at nose tackle, Tanner Payton and David Alpers will be your ends. Michael Shea, Anders Matchek, Carter Peterson, and Jacob. I think Aberdeen Central won the toss, deferred to the second half, and O'Gorman will get the ball. If I saw that right, I was kind of trying to go through the starting lineups, being a one-man show here tonight. I won't be able to catch everything. And defensive backs tonight for O'Gorman, Sam Stukel will be back there along with Preston Konechki. Also at defensive back for O'Gorman, Carson Langston, and I believe Sam Jacobson will be the other one. You'll see Zach Riedel kicking tonight. The right guard is Jared Grimace. Brady Rohrbach is the left tackle. Lincoln Wilkinson is the center. Landon Merkel is the left guard. Reese Burkhead, who's going to SDSU, is the right tackle. Carter Hogue at M. Rolfs is the quarterback. For the Golden Eagles defense, Raleigh Moore, D-end, Alec Vogley, D-end, Chandler Neiman, and Josh Steinwant is the defensive tackles. Alec Hofffinger is your linebacker, Jacob Waltman, and Ashton Lenling. Colin Huff, Aiden Heineman, Hunter Lamar, and Parker Bauer, who has 4 interceptions, are your defensive backs. And Aberdeen Central in the blue tops, white bottoms, is going to kick it off to O'Gorman in the white tops and blue bottoms. Received by Zach Riedel, who gets about to the 27-yard line, and he is hit hard by 2 Golden Eagles who are going to push him back right now. So the Knights will start their first offensive possession at their own 27-yard line. As I mentioned before, O'Gorman's offense kind of struggled a little bit last week for them. They had really only 14 points, 281 total yards, but Jacob Schwab had 118 of those on the ground. Aberdeen plays a 4-3 defense. Knights are out right now. Tegan Schlimgen in shotgun with Jacob Schwab to his left. We have two receivers to the right, and then Sam Stukel split out to the left. Riedel in motion, and handoff up the middle. Here is Jacob Schwab, and a good opening between the tackle and the right guard. And Jacob Schwab gets about 8 yards on the opening play for O'Gorman. So that was a good job by Matt Peters, the center, and also the right guard, Ratzlaff. Alec Vogley, the DN with the tackle. Coach Popping will take that all night long, getting 8 yards on a rushing play. Knights now, Schlimgen, 2nd and 2 and shotgun. Schwab to his right. Two receiver set. He fakes up the middle, over the top to David Alpers from the tight end position. A little pop pass, and he is dragging Golden Eagles into Aberdeen territory. David Alpers with a nice gain of about 18 yards. Kind of a little bit of a pop pass. Alpers lined up at tight end, and just a little stop route, and Tegan hit him perfectly. Alpers is a big target. He goes 6'6", 205. So 2 positive plays for the Knights. 26 yards on both of them combined. Now same formation. Schlimgen in the shotgun. Harry Huners split left. Sam Stukel split right. Riedel in the slot. Here is Tegan. Under pressure. He slips out of it. But then another Golden Eagle is there, and Tegan is sacked. Nice play that time. That was Raleigh Moore, the defensive end, with the sack. So Tegan avoided the first rusher, but then a second one was there. And that looks like is a loss of about 7 yards. So 2nd and 17 for O'Gorman. Stukel split left. Huners right. Riedel in the slot. So this has been the same formation, and Schlimgen in the shotgun. The Knights have used the whole series so far. Here's Tegan. He finds Harry Huners on just a little out route. He gets it back to the original line of scrimmage before he is pushed out of bounds by Aiden Hyman, the cornerback. So the Knights will have 3rd and about 9. See what O'Gorman does here. And this is probably 4-down territory too for O'Gorman. If they do not, say they get 4 or 5 yards here, expect Coach Poppinga to go for it. Shotgun Schlimgen with Schwab to his left. 2 receivers out. Here's Tegan. Getting some pressure over the middle screen to Riedel. Zach has some running room, and he is almost horse-collared down by number 22 for Aberdeen, Jacob Waltman, the linebacker, right at the sticks. So Riedel needed to get to the 34. He got to the 33, so a gain of 10 on that middle screen, which was a play that Kenyon Bauer really ran well back in his day. Now we have 2 receivers split out left. It's Riedel in the slot, Stukel out wide, and then Huners on the other side. Here is Riedel from the slot and a little pop pass. Here is Zach Riedel, has some running room, and he is dragged out of bounds. Nice game by Riedel, about 17 yards. Hunter Lamar finally got him, but just a couple easy passes with this kind of a windy, cold night. Good attack by Coach Poppinga with some running plays and just kind of short pop passes. 1 to Alpers, 1 to Huners, and 2 to Zach Riedel in back-to-back plays. So now we have Schlimgen. Actually, we have Sam Stukel now in the Wildcat formation as our quarterback. Here is Sam, going to just do a quick sweep to the right. Not much going, though. Good job by Aberdeen. So Sam got about 5 on that carry. And it's just a formation. Coach Poppinga likes having Sam Stukel, who can throw it as well, quarterback in these situations. But now Tegan Schlimgen is back under center and shotgun. He'll hand it off up the middle to Schwab, and he is hit by Raleigh Moore and falls forward to the 10. He needs to get to about the 9 for the first down, so it'll be 3rd and 1. Good lean by Schwab as a running back. You always kind of want to fall forward on those type of plays. He kind of got hit at the line of scrimmage, was able just to kind of spread out, fall forward, and get about 4 yards. So it'll be 3rd and 1. Stukel and Riedel split to the left of Schlimgen. Huner is a single receiver to the right. Jacob Schwab is your lone running back. 3rd and 1. Fake to Schwab. Here's Teagan. Has some running room to the 4, to the 3, to the 2, 1. Touchdown. Nice block by Stukel, and Teagan Schlimgen will run it in. On the quarterback, kind of this a quarterback read option play, and Teagan had the right choice, and he scores. So an opening drive touchdown for the O'Gorman Knights. So now the extra point attempt by Zach Riedel. Hit the back of a offensive lineman, but that's the only thing, folks, that went wrong for O'Gorman in that opening drive, with a lot of short passes and some nice runs, and the quarterback Teagan Schlimgen finishes off from, I believe, about 10, 11 yards out. It's 6-0 Sioux Falls O'Gorman. 8 minutes left in the first quarter. We're going to take a quick commercial break.
Searching for more great Catholic content? Visit our website at yourcatholicradiostation.com. Find Catholic news you can trust, information about events coming up in your local area, and the latest on what's happening at the RPR network. And don't forget that you can listen to any of our stations around the clock from anywhere in the world. Need prayers for someone or something in your life? You can submit those through our online form for the entire family to pray for. Real Presence Radio, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com.
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kofc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call Jeff Gillen at 605-759-7204. That's 605-759-7204.
To Swisher Field in Aberdeen. I'm Brett Byler with Real Presence Radio. I'm going to turn my volume up. There we go. And Zach Riedel's kick went out of bounds on the kickoff, so that'll be a penalty. The scoring drive for the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights has been brought to you by Closets & More. Closets & More, a locally owned company providing custom designed closets and storage solutions. You can call Closets & More at 334-5135 or online at closetsandmoresd.com. Thank you to Closets & More. Teagan Schlimgen, touchdown run for O'Gorman, 6-0 Knights, 8 minutes left in the first quarter. Now here is Aberdeen Central with their first offensive possession, get good field position at their 35 after the Riedel kick went out of bounds. Here is Rolfs back to pass. Oh, almost intercepted by Jacob Schwab. That was intended for number 3 for Aberdeen, Hunter Payson, and Schwab was kind of dropping underneath of that from his linebacker position and just almost got an interception. I think he kind of blocked Payson's view because that was a pretty decent throw too by Rolfs, but I don't think Payson even touched it. So 2nd and 10. Aberdeen now under center is Rolfs, the quarterback. Single eye back is Hogue. And Carter Hogue up the middle. Nice little run in the A gap that time. Good hole opened up by the center and left guard for Aberdeen. And Carter Hogue gets a solid 8-yard run on 2nd and 10. So it'll be 3rd and 2. Ball is at the Aberdeen 44. They need to get to the 46. We'll see if Mr. Hogue will get a touch again for Aberdeen on 3rd and 2. Rolfs under center. Single back is Hogue. One receiver split left. Everyone else is tight. Hand off to Hogue, and Carter Hogue behind the block of their left guard. Landon Merkel gets a first down. He hit the 46. He got the 49, so a 5-yard pickup. Jacob Schwab had the tackle for O'Gorman. Matt Peters at D tackle, David Alpers at left end. And we have John Miras at right end. I don't think he's played much defense this year, getting an opportunity. Hogue again. Good penetration this time for O'Gorman. It was David Alpers getting right in there along with Michael Shea, and he lost a yard. Alpers, he had 11 tackles last week in the win over Watertown. 2nd and 12 for Aberdeen Central. We have trip receivers right, single receiver to the left. Under center is Rolfs. Hand off that time to Hogue. And John Miras with the stop right about the line of scrimmage. He gained a yard. So after the opening pass play that was almost intercepted by Jacob Schwab, Aberdeen Central now has ran the ball 4 straight times, but I think they're going to put the ball in the air here. It'll be about 3rd and 11 right at midfield. Actually 3rd and 8. Ball in the midfield, then you get to the Knights 41. We have Payson out to the split out right with Jacob Merksbauer, the tight end. And then we have a single back Hogue with Rolfs, the quarterback, under center. Fakes to the back, rolls out. Over to receiver is Lamar, and nice little tackle by Zach Riedel as Hunter Lamar did not get very far. And he didn't gain any yards, so give Riedel credit that time. Kind of a boot action to the weak side of the field that time, and from the safety position, Riedel read that one very well. Something to observe here, the punter for Aberdeen Central is their quarterback, Rolf. So I don't know if they'll fake it here, but there is always an opportunity when your quarterback is your punter. Back deep for the Knights. I did not see the number. I'm guessing it's Stukel. Here is Rolf's punt. Nice punt. About the 15-yard line, here is Sam Stukel. He's going to change directions. He's going to try to get outside, and he does, but now he's going to cut it back up and take a nice little lick by number 59, Raleigh Moore for Aberdeen Central. Surprised there's no flags on that play on a punt when a receiver goes from the one side of the field and then changes directions like that, goes to the other side of the field. That's a prime opportunity for blocking the backs, but good discipline for O'Gorman that time. So Knights leading 6-0, 4:42 left in the first quarter. This will be their second offensive possession. Ball is at their 24-yard line. Good mixture of run and pass on that first possession. Short passes and some running plays. We'll see what they do here. We have 2 receivers split out, one to the left, one to the right. Schlimgen in the shotgun. He will look for Jacob Schwab, who flares out. One hand catches it, and he is brought down immediately. Good play that time by Hunter Lamar. So Schwab gained about 3. Schwab showing some nice hands when it's cold like it is tonight. In the low 40s, that ball's a little bit harder to catch than normal. 2nd and 7, Schlimgen in the shotgun. Schwab right to the right of him, hands off, up the middle. Jacob Schwab, big hole, and he is still moving those legs, and Jacob Schwab out to the 47-yard line. 20-yard run for Schwab, the senior running back, his best tote of the game. Got about the first 10 you can give to the offensive line, and about the last 10 you can give to Mr. Schwab with some hard running, breaking a tackle, and keeping those legs turning. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball at the Knights' 47-yard line. Aberdeen Central so far has not had an answer for the Knights' offensive attack. Schlimgen in shotgun. Huners to the right, Riedel to the left. Here is a handoff up the middle, and Schwab is stacked up pretty much right at the line of scrimmage. So Jacob Schwab, will see if they give him no gain on the play. Kind of see the flags moving behind the goalpost where the Aberdeen Central band is playing right now, or Man, I think, is just trying to stay warm tonight. Schlimgen and shotgun. Has Huners to the split out right, Riedel left. I think it's Jacobson in the and actually it's a pass. Paul kid. Rush goes about 6'5", a basketball player. He needed to be about 6'10" to catch that one. We have and that falls incomplete. And actually, Anders Maticek was kind of in the wing back formation that time. We have an Aberdeen Central Golden Eagle player down. That is their starting defensive tackle, number 75, Chandon Neiman, a 6'1", 200-pound junior. It looks like something to do with the lower leg. So we have an injury break. We're going to take also a quick 30-second timeout here as well. Here we go.
At McGuire Iron, we protect and store quality water for people and communities across the country. We are family-owned and operated and have been building and maintaining America's water tower infrastructure for over 100 years. We pride ourselves on using faith principles in our business practices every day. This deep faith in the church is why we support the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic School System. From all of us at McGuire Iron and the Jones family, we wish all O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
All right, welcome back to Aberdeen Central High School on Swisher Field on the campus of the Aberdeen Central High School. And the defensive tackle, Chandon Neiman, is getting helped off the field. So it looks kind of like maybe a left ankle injury for him as the trainers are helping him off right now. So the Knights, once we resume play, will have the ball 2nd and 10 from their own 48-yard line. It'll be interesting. Last Friday night, there was such a temperature difference. It was so much hotter than it is tonight. There was a lot of cramping going on in that game. It'll be interesting tonight to see if there will be any cramping, since we're probably in the low 40s with probably a wind chill in the low 30s, high 20s. So here's the Knights now with Schlimgen under shotgun. We have 3 receivers, trips right. Single receiver left is Stukel. Here is Schlimgen, going to look for Harry Huners, and Huners has a nice catch.
Huners' pass is complete to Harry Huners. That's the first down for one. First and 10 Knights. And the 34-yard line.
So Harry Huners, the senior tight end, gets 18 yards on the pass. So Schlimgen's been pretty much on the mark so far for his passes. He had the one high one to Landry. Other than that, I think he's 100%. So Knights keep moving the ball, keep getting those first downs. 2:40 left here in the first quarter. Knights up 6-0. Schlimgen under shotgun. Stukel wide left. Huners right with Riedel in the split formation. And Jacob Schwab, your single back. He's looking for Stukel on the stop route here. Sam catches it. He makes a guy miss. Sam is in the open field, and Hunter Lamar bangs him out of bounds hard about the 10-yard line. That was just a stop route. A lot of distance between the receiver and cornerback that time. Easy pitch and catch, and Stukel just made one guy miss, and he was off to the races before slammed down by Hunter Lamar. As Isaac Struck probably would attest to, those are cushions you like to see as a quarterback. It's like I said, it's almost like pitch and catch. It's your receiver runs that 5-yard stop, get into the playmaker's hands, and let them make a play after the catch. So 1st and 10, shotgun formation is Schlimgen. He's going to hand off over right guard, out to the tackle for, and Schwab fumbles the ball. Penalty marker down. I don't know what the penalty was. Schwab got upended. He fumbled the ball, but then he recovered it. We'll see if this is on O'Gorman for like a block in the back or a holding. So Zach Riedel will get the holding call. And that's one thing, Schwab has ran the ball really well the last 2 weeks, but he has put the ball on the ground. He fumbled, I think, twice last week. I think he fumbled once against Washington. He put that one on the ground, too. So you got to squeeze that ball if you're Mr. Schwab. So here is the Knights now 1st and 20. Schlim getting shotgun formation. He's looking to his left, goes back to his right. Second read, here's Alpers, and almost intercept it. Nice play that time by Parker Bauer. And he has 4 interceptions kind of the game. He probably almost could have intercepted that one. Alpers, I think, played a little bit more of a defensive back there. And those are tough throws. It's hard for me because I hurried up to my booth quick because it's cold outside to know how the wind, if O'Gorman, I think O'Gorman might be going to a little bit of a wind right now. My announcers are the wind experts, aren't here tonight to let me know the direction and how hard the wind's blowing. Here is Schlimgen looking for Stukel in the corner of the end zone. Sam, the defensive back, falls down, but Stukel is about 3 yards out of bounds. That's a play as a quarterback. I think you kind of just throw it to the back of the end zone, but that one got a little bit away from Teagan. That was caught but about 3 yards out of bounds. So now we have a third down. Ball is on the Aberdeen Central 23-yard line. The Knights need to get to the 6, so 3rd and 17. This might be one where you try to get maybe half, maybe do that receiver screen or something, and then possibly go for it on 4th down. Here's Schlimgen in shotgun. Looking for a screen to the other side. Here's Jacob Schwab, the running back. And he is brought down by Lamar off the Stukel block. So Schwab didn't get a lot that time. Nice. Let's see. The ball is now in the 15, so it'll be 4th and 9. O'Gorman's going to go for it. Oh, excuse me. They're going to kick the field goal. Zach Riedel's going to kick it. The kick is up, and it is good. So Zach Riedel from 30 yards out with the field goal. So it's the O'Gorman Knights now up 9-0 with about 1:14 left here in the first quarter. So Mr. Riedel with his second field goal of the season. He made one last week as well. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back for the end of the first quarter. Knights up on Aberdeen 9-0.
Real Presence Radio is now on Google Assistant devices, including Google Home, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To start this action, say something like, "Okay, Google, talk to Real Presence Radio." It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, "Play Sioux Falls," or "Play AM 970," or "Play WWEN. From there, you can use words like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere, now on Google Assistant devices.
All right, we are back after the Zach Riedel 30-yard field goal. The Knights up 9-0, a minute 14 left in the first quarter. So both possessions for O'Gorman offensively have been for scoring drives. We have now Riedel going to do the ensuing kickoff, and he kind of pops it up here over to the left side at the 10-yard line. Is returned by Aberdeen, and nice play that time for O'Gorman. I believe it was Gabe Cheddar had the tackle. That ball was returned by Aberdeen Central's Hunter Payson. Excuse me. So first down for Aberdeen on their own 21-yard line, their second possession of the game. Kind of a big possession for Aberdeen. I think, you want to try to get some points here. O'Gorman's offense looks pretty good right now. 9-0 in kind of a cold game. Might feel more like 17-20. Here is Rolfs just on a quarterback keeper to the left side. A lot of running room. Here is Sam Rolfs, and he is going to get all the way, and he fumbles at the end of the play. Was he down, or is it a fumble? And Rolfs is down. And let's see what the referee is going to do. I think they're giving the ball back to Aberdeen. So I guess the ground must have caused the fumble. Rolfs, I think, is going to have to at least come out for a play as he's helped to the sideline. That time he had a lot of running room on that side of the field for Aberdeen Central. So we'll see who they're going to put in, or they're going to call. I think Aberdeen's just going to call a timeout right now. So which they are. So 59 seconds left in the first quarter. O'Gorman 9, Aberdeen Central 0. We have an Aberdeen timeout. So we're also going to take a timeout as well.
Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness is a third-generation chiropractic practice focusing on inspiring patients to take control of their personal health and the health of their families. Dr. Eric Ferendorf, a 1999 O'Gorman alum, is a proud third-generation O'Gorman Cathedral High School graduate following in the footsteps of his grandfather and uncle, and is excited to welcome his wife Larissa to the practice. Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness is located on the northwest corner of 49th Street and Southeastern Avenue, 605-334-8000.
Providence Financial is committed to protecting what matters most to you, your family, and your future. Mark Promis, a trusted choice independent insurance agent with Providence Financial in Sioux Falls, does not work for any one insurance company. He works for you. Mark provides coverage for home, auto, business, life, and more, and he can customize policies for you. To make an appointment with Mark, you can call 605-376-3227, or you can visit him at 3208 East 26th Street in Sioux Falls.
And welcome back. Aberdeen Central will have the ball first and 10, and that is Lamar, the quarterback for this play. Hunter Lamar breaks 2 tackles, and Jacob Schwab gets a Matt Peters. Thought he had him in the backfield, and he just kind of scampered away from Matt that time. So the ball, about a 5-yard pickup that time by Hunter Lamar. And let's see, he is going to stay in at quarterback. So we have trips right, split receiver left with Lamar in at quarterback for the injured Rolfs. Bad snap over his head and loose ball. Let's see who has it. There's 2 Knights and 2 Golden Eagles there. Terrible snap by the center. And what's the verdict? They're going to give it back. I think we're going to give it back to Aberdeen. David Alpers and I think Michael Shea were the 2 Knights trying to pounce on it. And Aberdeen recovers it, but they lost. Oh boy, they lost quite a bit of yards there. His original line of scrimmage is a 44. The ball's on the 34 right now, 3rd down. But before that 3rd down play, that's the end of the first quarter. So at the end of 1, it's the O'Gorman Knights 9, the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles 0. Stay tuned. We're going to have the start of the second quarter coming up on the other side of the break.
Sioux Equipment Company can fix, sell, and repair gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors. They offer sales and services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment in Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company is located at 1310 3. Again, that number is 605-334-1653.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR network when you're on the go? Just search for Real Presence Radio in your app store. Listen live to any station across the network at any time, so you can stay connected to your local community from wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show, Real Presence Live. The Real Presence Radio app, with you every step of your faith journey.
All right, I'm Brett Byler with Real Presence Radio, and welcome back. Start of the second quarter. It'll be 3rd and 22 for Aberdeen Central. And we have another quarterback in the game. There's Jacob Schwab blitzing him. Oh, and there was a wide open receiver, and he just overshot him. That was Carter Hogue, the running back. And the quarterback that time was actually Sam Rolfs, excuse me. He just checked back into the ball game. So that was a nice little play, and that would have went for a long ways, but credit Jacob Schwab, who came on the blitz, made Rolfs hurry the throw and overshot Hogue by about just a yard. That could have been a touchdown for Aberdeen. So now they're going to have to punt the ball. Rolfs, the punter. We have Stukel and Riedel, the 2 returners, about at the 33 of O'Gorman. Good snap this time. Rolfs with the end-over-end kick. It's going over to Riedel. He catches it. He hands off to Stukel on the fancy reverse play, and that hasn't worked either week. They've tried that. I think they pretty much lost a couple of yards. So good job, good discipline by Aberdeen Central that time. I think O'Gorman tried that to no avail last week as well. So O'Gorman's offense will have their third possession of the game. The ball will be at their own 32-yard line. The two possessions accounted for a touchdown in the opening drive and then a field goal on the second drive. Good balance offensively for O'Gorman so far. So we have trips left, Konechki, Stukel, and Huners, and then single receiver right for O'Gorman. Aberdeen running a lineman in at the last minute. Schlimgen in shotgun. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to keep it. He runs into the back of his offensive lineman that time. You can credit Eddie. Excuse me. Actually, it's 56. I don't think we have a 56 on my roster for O'Gorman, who tackled Schlimgen that time. I may need to get an updated roster. Here is Schlimgen over to Konechki. He is going to nice little scat screen that time, and Preston Konechki will get out of bounds about the Golden Eagles 47-yard line. So simple little passes, and to make those passes work, your receivers have to block, and they did that time on the trip side. They're going to change the trip side over to the left now. Same formation, just flipped sides. Here's Schlimgen in shotgun. Trips left, single right. Schwab in the backfield. Going to look for Riedel on the quick slant, and Zach Riedel, nice gain of 8 yards.
Number 17, Zach Riddle.
Now you move Riedel and Konechki over to the Stukel side with Huners the lone to the left. 2nd down and 2. Schlimgen shotgun with Schwab to his right. Teagan is going to go over the middle. Dangerous pass and incomplete. That one was maybe a little hot to handle for Riedel. And that's one of those plays, a receiver, you can get lit up pretty good if a safety's there waiting for you. O'Gorman moving really fast right now on this drive. They've really upped the tempo right now. I think they kind of smell some momentum trying to get up 3 scores here. Here's a handoff to Jacob Schwab, and good push that time by the left side of the O'Gorman offensive line. Matt Winterton, the left tackle over there, and doing some good blocking along with Aiden Scott. 1st down, O'Gorman, Schlimgen in the shotgun. He's going to hand back off to Schwab, and he is stuck about the 3 yards down the line of scrimmage that time by Ashton Lenling, the linebacker for Aberdeen Central. 36-yard line, O'Gorman still going fast. 2nd down and 6. Here is looking over the middle, and that is Konechki with the catch. Preston Konechki is thrown down. Schlimgen, he's throwing some bullets now. He's kind of got everything working offensively for O'Gorman. Trips right, single left is Huners. Schlimgen looking on the trip side. He's going to throw it deep. And that ball is caught. Was he in bounds? He was, and I think that was Stukel. Yes, it was, Sam Stukel. That was a terrific pass over to the right sideline, and Sam Stukel caught it, got both feet in bounds, and a touchdown for O'Gorman. What a throw that time by Teagan Schlimgen. So now Zach Riedel on for the extra point. His first one was blocked. Hold by Bo Beavers. This one is good. So Zach Riedel's extra point is good. So I believe the score now, the scoreboard is wrong. I think it should be 16-0. There you go. We'll take the 21 they are trying to give us, but it's actually 16-0. O'Gorman now for the touchdown from Schlimgen to Stukel. 9:47 left here in the second quarter. We're going to take a break. We'll be back for more Knights football on Real Presence Radio Network.
At McGuire Iron, we protect and store quality water for people and communities across the country. We are family owned and operated and have been building and maintaining America's water tower infrastructure for over 100 years. We pride ourselves on using faith principles in our business practices every day. This deep faith in the church is why we support the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic School System. From all of us at McGuire Iron and the Jones family, we wish all O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
All right, welcome back, and I want to thank Mark Struck on the YouTube for his comments. It's actually Nate Ratzloff is 56, and he was 44, but then when you move to a lineman, you have to have a lineman number. So Ratzloff is 56, so he's done some good blocking as well. So thank you, Mark, for helping the announcer out here. And now the kickoff by Zach Riedel is going to go out of bounds again. So the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles, for the second time in 3 possessions, will get the ball at the 35-yard line. So one thing to note, folks, if you're just tuning in right now, on defense, number 14 is Connor Pavelko. This is his first game of the season. The All-State kicker, receiver, defensive back, utility guy last year, had a hip injury, so he hasn't played this year. Hasn't been cleared to play offense yet, but has been cleared to play defense. So he's out there on this possession wearing number 14, a senior. So great to see Connor out there. I'm sure he's extremely excited to be back playing football, actually in the game and not just watching from the sidelines. So Aberdeen at the 35, Sam Rolfs in shotgun's going to hand off to Carter Hogue. Kind of good job by Hogue, just pushing the legs. There wasn't much there on that play, and he's going to get it to about the 38-yard line. Anders Matichek and Michael Shea in on the stop. Second and 7 for Aberdeen. Now they're in the shotgun. Hogue going to go to the right of Sam Rolfs. We have two receivers right, 2 left. Knights in their 3-4 look. Here is Rolfs getting some pressure that time, and that ball is caught by number 2. The receiver, I believe, is Mason Huff, but I think we're going to get a holding that time. I think it was Will Weisensee who drew the hold that time, playing defensive end. So good job by Mr. Weisensee. I do have to give a shout out. I know Mr. Weisensee's there. The Weisensee family is Christ the King, so gotta give my Christ the King shout out. I'm the only guy here. We don't have Dan to do his shout outs and for St. Lambert's and Isaac for St. Mary's. So me and Al are both Christ the King guys. So we have some good fun in the announce booth, shouting out the parishes that we go to and players on the team that go to those parishes. So that's a big loss on the play. It's now second down on the 20-yard line. Then you get to the 45. So second and 25. Fake handoff here is Rolfs, the quarterback of the keeper. Nice move, Sam Rolfs. A lot of running room to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, and he's pushed out of bounds by Preston Konechki. They're going to mark it at the 33-yard line. So big gain. That is a 25, 30, 47-yard gain, if I did my math correct. And there's a timeout on the field. I think Shannon Poppinga is not happy about his defense that time, so Gorman's going to call a timeout, and we're going to keep it here as I try to maneuver my camera around these windows I got here. So I do apologize, folks, if any of the streaming looks a little different. I'm kind of a one-man show tonight with everything, so I'm doing my best here, but I appreciate all the comments on YouTube. Everyone tuning in, again, how you can tune in tonight is on the radio dial if you're in Sioux Falls, 94.5, 91.3. On YouTube, Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls. Also on the free mobile app. I want to thank Isaac Struck, who's helping out running our Twitter page tonight, giving people updates. So I want to thank Isaac for that as well, keeping people up to date what's going on. We will have some scores coming in, but those won't be coming in quite yet. We're only about 6:40 here, and the only game right now going on as I speak is over at Howard Wood, and that's Rapid City Stevens, who's 0-7 of the season, and Sioux Falls Lincoln as well. If the playoffs would start today, O'Gorman would be the 4 seed hosting Lincoln as the 5, but a lot can change in the final 2 weeks of the season. So after the timeout by O'Gorman, now Aberdeen Central off of the nice run that time by the quarterback Sam Rolfs, kind of showing his wheels. We'll have the ball 1st and 10, ball at the Knights 33-yard line. Rolfs out to the receiver Barr, and Barr will get a nice gain as the Knights are playing way back off of him. Carson Langston and Anders Madchek bring him down, but he's going to get about 7 yards. That's Spencer Barr, about 2 or 3 years ago. This is back when Isaac, I think his senior, and the Knights played Aberdeen in the playoffs. They had a really good running back. I think Preston Barr was his name. I'm guessing there'd be probably some sort of relation, but he was a terrific ball player about 3 years ago for Aberdeen Central. So it'll be 2nd down and about 3 for Aberdeen. Rolf's going to split out. He's going to get off to the receiver Lamar, and a beautiful play by Connor Pavelko, who's fired up. Nice play that time by Pavelko. Look at it right now. Connor came up from the linebacker slot and just made a terrific play. So ball is at the 31. They need to get to the Knights 23, so it'll be 3rd and 8. 8:06 left here in the second quarter. O'Gorman leading 16-0 over Aberdeen Central. Rolf's in the shotgun right now. He has split receivers right, split left. Lamar is in the slot. Hands off, and David Alpers eats up that play by Carter Hogue. Alpers with a beautiful play. That did not go anywhere. Trying to do a little quick trap play, and David Alpers blew that one up. So now it's 4th down. It's about 32, about 9, so it's about 4th and 9. This would be about a 50-yard field goal, but obviously there's not many kids that can kick those, especially in these conditions right now. So 4th and 9 for Aberdeen. We'll see what Coach Krantz can draw up here. Trips right, single receiver left, shotgun is Rolfs. Going to hand off to Barr on the reverse play. Barr has some room. He's going to get stopped, though. Sam Stukel came over and got him. So they tried to do a little quick trick play. Barr was in the slot to the right. They kind of pitched him going left, but Stukel was over there and made the play. That's where your speed and discipline helps you defensively, and O'Gorman has a lot of speed in the linebacking core and in the secondary. So it'll be O'Gorman ball, 4th possession. They've scored in the first 3, 2 touchdowns and a field goal. The ball will be on the O'Gorman 33-yard line. We have Riedel and Bo Beavers split out left. Stukel right, Schlemigan shotgun. I believe that's Matichek and Schwab in the backfield. Quick stop route to Stukel, and he is drugged down immediately. And if you're going to keep playing off the way Aberdeen is, you can just get 7-8 yards a pass play like that. The problem is Stukel with his speed, there's probably a reason you are playing off a little bit. So it'll be about 2nd. Actually, yeah, 2nd and 3. A little pass over the middle to Anders Matichek, and Anders gets past midfield before he is brought down. Kind of playing the wing-back position that time, and high percentage throw to Matichek. And we have another Aberdeen Central kid down. I don't know if I got a number. It might... I don't know if it's 25 that time or 26. We have the trainers, though, coming out to check on the injured Golden Eagle, who's sitting about the 48-yard line right now. So we're...
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio. Did you know the signal of Real Presence Radio reaches an audience of over 2.4 million people across North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming? Have you ever thought about running radio spots on the RPR network? We want to partner with you to help gain exposure for your business in front of a very faithful customer base. To find out more about the options, please call me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
And welcome back. This is Real Presence Radio's coverage of O'Gorman Knights football. Year 7 covering the Knights. One of my favorite things as an employee to do is cover O'Gorman football games. And Schlimgen, he might take a shot here. He's going deep to Stukel. It's up there. It's hanging. And Sam Stukel catches about the 15. He's churning those legs. Still not down yet. I think the momentum stopped, and finally they're going to get him about the 10-yard line. That time, I think if Schlimgen would have led him a little bit more, that would have been an easy touchdown. But Stukel kind of waited for it. He did catch it, and a big gainer that time on the go route. So the Knights get about 43 yards on that play. So first and goal from the 7-yard line of Aberdeen Central. Here's Jacob Schwab right up the middle. Great block that time by Ratzloff and Peters, and he is in for the score from 7 yards out. The law firm, Jacob Schwab with the touchdown. O'Gorman, 4 possessions, 4 scores. It's 22-0, 5:45 left here in the second quarter. Coach Poppy probably couldn't draw up the first 4 drives any better. Great balance, a lot of contributions from a lot of different players. Here is Riedel with the extra point, hold by Bo Beavers. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is right through the uprights. So Zach Riedel nails that. Now 3 for 4 on extra points. It's O'Gorman 23, Aberdeen Central 0, 5:45 left in the second quarter from Swisher Field in Aberdeen, South Dakota. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back for more O'Gorman Knights football.
Canfield Business Interiors in Sioux Falls, South Dakota provides healthier, safer, smarter design solutions for your workplace. They make space better by creating inspirational experiences to improve your organizational performance. For more information, you can find us online at canfieldco.com. Canfield, making space better. Canfield Business Interiors supports the Sioux Falls Catholic School System and wishes all O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
When you look to the future, is the road there inevitable? It's not. That's why O'Gorman education matters. It's where you'll grow in your faith, be challenged, celebrate, and become part of a community. These are the moments that will shape your life. This is where your path will unfold. What are you waiting for? You belong in blue.
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kofc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call Jeff Gillen at 605-759-7204. That's 605-759-7204.
All right, that was a kickoff by Riedel. It was returned by Aberdeen Central to the Knights 29-yard line, and that's where the Golden Eagles will get the ball, led out by quarterback Sam Rolfs, trying to put some points on the board right now. So that scoring drive was brought to you by Closets and More. They are a locally owned company providing custom designed closets and storage solutions. You can call Closets and More at 334-5135 or online at closetsandmoresd.com. Thank you to Closets and More. Here is the first play. Ooh, that was a play that Stukel could have really blew him up. But he still made the tackle. Carter Hogue caught that on just a little bit running back swing pass. Stukel, he's kind of been busy over there at that right cornerback position for Sioux Falls O'Gorman. We got quite a few players for O'Gorman going both ways, offensively and defensively. And Peters, also Stukel, Schwab, Riedel, Alpers. Second down and about 10. Here is Rolfs. Quarterback draw up the middle. Tackled by John Miras, but he did get about 5 yards. So it'll be about third and about 5. Ball is on the Aberdeen Central 34. They need to get to the 39. 23-0 O'Gorman. Clock ticking, 4:38 to go in the second quarter in cold, windy Aberdeen, South Dakota. You can see the stream, a lot of winter coats and stocking hats tonight in the crowd. So it'll be 3rd and 5. Sam Rolfs in shotgun. He has trips right, single receiver left, Hogan motion. Knights blitz. Shea doesn't get there. Rolfs, nice pass over to Barr, and that'll be a first down. And Michael Shea's a little gimpy as he's going to take himself out of the game, kind of, I think, or he's just going to, he's just going to sit down. So a trainer will have to come out and check on Mr. Shea. I think it might be an ankle. He had an ankle injury in the Brandon Valley game in week 2. So there'll be an injury timeout on the field as both teams go back to their respective huddles. I'm going to give a shout out to Stephanie Canfield watching the YouTube stream back in Sioux Falls. So thank you, Stephanie, for watching it, and all our people that couldn't make the trip up to Aberdeen watching the YouTube stream tonight as well. I also want to give a shout out to the O'Gorman boys soccer team. Coach Byers' boys soccer team will play in the state title game tomorrow night. It's up in Huron. They'll take on Rapid City Stevens. That's a 7 o'clock start. You can watch the video on the South Dakota Public Television on the station, or just go to their website, sdpb.org. See if Coach Byers' boys can win the state title. This is, I think, O'Gorman has 2 state titles in boys soccer, and this is their first state title game appearance since 2012. I think 2002 and 2009. They had previously won it, and Coach Byers won the state soccer title as the girls soccer coach before. He just switched over to boys last year. So good luck to Coach Byer and his O'Gorman boys soccer team tomorrow. They've won 7 straight games in the state title game. Here is Aberdeen now as Mr. Shea is off the field with his injury. So we're back in action, and oh boy, let's see. It was almost intercepted by Konechki, but then it was almost caught by Barr, but the referee says no one caught it. So we've had 2 very close interceptions that weren't for O'Gorman. Jacob Schwab on the very first play of the game also almost undercut it. Second down and 10, ball at the Aberdeen 45 in motion, and not the handoff, and then he is really wrapped up. Good play by Jacob Schwab that time. And Matt Peters got the inside penetration as Sam Rolfs was just ate up that time, lost a yard. So it'll be 3rd and 11. 3:30 left here in the first half. The Knights up 23-0, excuse me. Trying to give us one extra point. Trips right, single receiver split left. In the backfield is Hogue, quarterback Rolfs in shotgun. He's going to look for a receiver screen to Barr to the right side of the field, and Preston Barr will get the ball up to about the 49. He got 7. He needed 11. So it'll be 4th and 4. We'll see what Coach Mitch Kranz, he calls the offense, what he's going to do here, and I think he's going to go for it. I don't think you have much to lose here. Ball at the midfield, so you're either going to go for it and get it or not get it, or if you punt, you're not going to gain a lot of field position either way. So here is Aberdeen Central lining up to go for it. Barr split right. Payson split left with Hogue in the slot. Now here comes Hogue motioning across, and they don't get it to him. I think O'Gorman is almost off sides. They do get back. Here is Rolfs in shotgun, and we're going to call a timeout. I wonder if they're doing a hard count. I can't hear it from where I'm up here in my booth. It might have been a situation where Aberdeen was going to try to do a hard count and draw them off sides, and that didn't work, so they decided to call a timeout. So good discipline for O'Gorman that time. Coming up at halftime, our Inside O'Gorman segment will feature an interview with O'Gorman girls tennis coach Don Barnes. His tennis girls competed last weekend up in Rapid City in the state tennis tournament, so we'll find out how the Knights girls did. It's always fun talking to Coach Barnes. who's been at O'Gorman, I think, since the 70s. Lifer. So that'll be coming up on our Inside O'Gorman segment at halftime of this broadcast. We are about at halftime. It's 2:27 left here in the first half. O'Gorman 23, Aberdeen Central 0. This is a big play for Aberdeen Central. We're right before half. You're trying to put some points on the board, trying to get something positive, like a positive momentum going into halftime. It's not been a very good first half for you. O'Gorman's really kind of dominated this ball game, but if you can get a touchdown here, you know, you're going to have a little bit of momentum going into the second half, and I believe Aberdeen Central will get the ball first because I think they deferred to the second half. So if you can get a touchdown here, close the half and get the ball back to start the third quarter and get a touchdown, 23-0 becomes 23-14. Totally different game. And now another timeout by Coach Mitch Kranz. I don't know if he didn't like the alignment or what was going on there, but usually after you call one timeout, you kind of haven't figured out what you're going to do, but who knows? That's why I'm up here and he's down there. Some other games going on tonight starting at 7 o'clock. Over in Pierre, Mitchell plays Pierre. Douglas is at Yankton. Sioux Falls Roosevelt's at Watertown. Harrisburg at Brandon Valley. Sturgis Brown at Belle-Fourche. Brookings at Spearfish. And Huron is at Tri-Valley tonight. Over at O'Gorman High School, in about 5 minutes, the fall play is going on over at Lorraine Theater as well. And a shout out to our 88.9 FM Aberdeen viewers. That is our original Catholic radio station in South Dakota. It was 88.9 KSJP. We still have that signal. So it's always fun to come up to Aberdeen, kind of where it all started for Catholic radio when we were Lamb Catholic Radio in 2012 to where we are now. So 88.9 FM KSJP in Aberdeen, Ipswich. Shout out to those viewers and people listening from that signal as well. Here is now Rawls backing up. And he's going to sidearm it, intercepted by Zach Riedel. Here comes Riedel down the right sideline to O'Gorman. He lost the football. He fumbled it. But I think he stepped out of bounds, as I'm hearing the guys to the right of me say that. So Riedel gets the interception, and he was kind of tight-roping the O'Gorman sideline. He stepped out of bounds, but then he did fumble it. But O'Gorman, I believe, will regain possession. That was an interesting play. Rawls, the quarterback, was just once went over to his left, and he just kept backpedaling, and then he slinged it Aaron Rodgers' sidearm right into Riedel's arms. So O'Gorman on the ball at the Aberdeen Central 46-yard line. Tegan Schlimgen in shotgun with Jacob Schwab to his left. Schlimgen looks over there, and that ball is tipped and almost intercepted. That was a good play by the defensive end over there for Aberdeen. That would have been Raleigh Moore, and that was almost caught. He was trying to do the quick stop route that time to Harry Huners, I believe. 2:10 left, second quarter. Knights up 23-0. So we have Huners split left with Riedel in the slot left, and then we have Stukel on the right as well with, I think, Konechki over there. Now we're going to get the ball to Huners on the stop route. So that time, Harry Huners, I think they might have been a zone or something. He just kind of sat down on about a 10-yard curl. Schlimgen hit him in the numbers, and he gained about 15 yards. Ball is at the Aberdeen 32-yard line. Schlimgen in shotgun. Trips right. Huners split left. Here is Schlimgen. It is intercepted over to Preston Konechki. A little bit of miscommunication there, and that is intercepted. The fifth interception of the year. Johnny on the spot for Aberdeen was Parker Bauer. Let's see, my stream's just a little bit behind live time. So that ball was, just off the hands of Konechki. And want to shout out Isaac Struck says on the YouTube stream, Schlimgen's over 200 yards passing in the first half. So, which I can believe, a lot of passing yards for O'Gorman, but that was the first mistake for the offense. So now Aberdeen will get the ball back, but only about the 19-yard line. So they have 81 yards to go for a touchdown. Shea coming on the blitz. Can Michael get there? He does. Fumble. Ball on the ground. And Aberdeen Central, I think, fell on it. You could see that slowly developing as Shea from the linebacker came on the delayed blitz, and Rolfs did not see him at all, and he just came and pounced on him. Ball flipped up in the air, but an Aberdeen lineman recovered, and now there's a timeout by, I believe, O'Gorman, who's trying to save some of this time that would be running off the clock. Smart play by Coach Poppinga calling a timeout there. Ball spot at the 10-yard line. That would have been, I think that was about a loss of 9 yards on the sack play that time. So if you're enjoying tonight's game, remember that Real Presence Radio is 100% donor supported. It's through your generosity of this ministry that we can bring you these O'Gorman athletic events, but also our regular everyday local and national programming. Won't you please consider making a secure tax-deductible gift by going to yourcatholicradiostation.com. Your support ensures that we remain on the air and continue to bring people to Christ and Christ's people, and be able to continue to bring you these O'Gorman Knights football broadcasts. Also coming up this winter will be the basketball broadcasts, the soccer streams, all the other streams we did. I did a cheer and dance stream, which was a lot of fun at the end of September. Do some wrestling streams, so a lot of different things that we cover. I streamed the Hall of Fame luncheon as well. So now we got 2nd and 19. Ball on the 10-yard line of Aberdeen. They have a long ways to go. Handoff to Barr on the receiver reverse, and he is hit solid that time by Michael Shea, and Barr's a little slow getting up. Spencer got about maybe a yard, and I think O'Gorman has another timeout. I think they're third and final timeout for Coach Poppinga. So with 1:23 left here in the second quarter, O'Gorman's going to take a timeout. We're going to take a quick 30-second break as well.
Real Presence Radio is now on Amazon devices. To listen to your station, just ask Alexa to enable the Real Presence Radio skill and use a phrase like,
Alexa, tell Real Presence Radio to play Sioux Falls.
Or,
Alexa, ask Real Presence Radio to play FM 94.5.
You can also visit the Alexa Skills Marketplace and search for Real Presence Radio to enable it. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere, now on your Amazon devices.
Welcome back, O'Gorman. It's been all O'Gorman Knights. So if you're watching Sioux Falls and a Knights fan, you're feeling pretty good right now. It's 23-0. A minute 23 left here in the second quarter. O'Gorman just called their third and final timeout of the first half. So they can't stop the clock again, and Aberdeen is at about the 11-yard line of their own 11-yard line. So if you're Aberdeen here, you might probably want to run a play where you're either going to do a short pass or a running play just to let the clock run, because you got to get to the 29-yard line. So it'll be basically third and 18. So probably likelihood you're going to get that is not very high. So to make the clock run, which I believe is a 35-second clock, maybe just do a running play or a screen play and then give the Knights less time. Then an incomplete pass here would stop the clock. We'll see what they do, though. Here is Aberdeen. They're going to throw a wobbler to Sam Rawls, and he can't catch it. Carson Langston was there, and they had a new quarterback in for that play, Alec Vogley, and he kind of threw a wobbler as a fade route to the quarterback, who was split out right against Carson Langston. I think Rawls had a good opportunity to catch that. He just kind of couldn't quite find it. And now the clock stops. So that play took 8 seconds, and you're going to have to punt on 4th and 18. And Sam Stukel back to return. He's about at the 45-yard line. So looks like O'Gorman should get great field position here. The punt will be by Sam Rawls. Snap is good. Knights looked like they tried to get in there and block. It didn't get there. And, Stukel did not catch it on the run, but it's only going to... On a cold night, the ball is not going to roll. Like if that was at O'Gorman, that ball might have rolled 20 yards. But tonight it hit the ground and rolled about 5 yards back. So O'Gorman will get the ball at the 47-yard line of Aberdeen with about a minute 4 left in the second quarter. So if you had Connor Pavelko's leg kicking last year, you really would only have to get probably about 15 yards, but you don't right now, and it's a cold night. So I think O'Gorman's going to be pretty aggressive, but they've been able to just pass the ball up and down the field in Aberdeen so far in the first half. Schlemigan shotgun. He's going to hand out to Schwab. It's a fumble, and there's a turnover. And that is recovered that time by Aberdeen. And that was just kind of one of those, I think, kind of read option handoffs, and I don't know if Schwab thought Schlemigan was going to keep it or what. Now the ball kind of stuck in Schwab and just laid there, and Aberdeen Central's defensive end fell right on it. We saw a lot of those fumbles in the first 2 weeks of the year when Tanner Payton was running back, but Tanner had never played running back before. He was a defensive end last year, so we haven't seen as many of those after pretty much week 2. But that's a big turnover. So now Aberdeen Central will have the ball on the O'Gorman 47-yard line. Here is Rolfs going to run. He's going to cut back, good hole, and Sam Rolfs with a nice little run. Let's see, Aberdeen Central, they have no timeouts left. O'Gorman has no timeouts left. So move the camera here, folks. All right. First down. Rolfs in shotgun. Looking around over the middle, wide open as a receiver. He makes one guy miss. He makes two guys miss. And that's a nice game by Noah Behrens, the tight end, all the way down to about the 12-yard line. And it was spiked the ball with 31 seconds left. So Noah Behrens, a big tight end, going about, let's see, Noah goes about 6'6", 200 pounds, was wide open. He caught it, then he made two Knights guys miss and got the ball all the way down in the red zone. The ball is sitting at about the 10-yard line, I believe. Making my eyes work tonight, looking all the way down from this booth. Need my Dan Johnson trifocals. So he'll be first down and 10. Ball on the Knights 10-yard line, 31 seconds left. So Aberdeen Central, it looked like the Knights could go up 30-0. Well, they fumbled the ball. 2 plays later, Aberdeen Central is almost about in the end zone. Here's Rolfs, corner of the end zone. Oh, incomplete. Hunter Payson out there, and that was Jacob Schwab was in the coverage that time. Boy, that reminded me eerily similar of the Dawson Schmidt touchdown with about 26 seconds left last Friday night. He caught 3 touchdowns in the last 6 minutes of the game, and one was a similar play to that last one. So Lamar and Payson split left. We also have 2 receivers to right, and we have Rolfs in shotgun. Rolfs back in the corner, ends up wide open. It's Behrens, but it was Carson Langston who came over, and that time Behrens kind of didn't help his quarterback much, but I think Sam Rolfs put way too much air under that one. He was open, but he kind of lobbed it there. If you threw that more as a line drive, I think it gets there as a touchdown. He kind of did one of those touch throws. Well, Behrens was waiting for it to come, and Langston made up the last bit of ground and knocked it away. So now it's fourth down, and goal, ball on the Knights 10-yard line. 22 seconds left. Rolfs in shotgun. Trips left, single right. Rolfs looking. Over the middle, open is Behrens. Touchdown, Aberdeen Central. Noah Behrens. 16 seconds left here in the second quarter, and a 10-yard strike from Rolfs to Noah Behrens, who had the big play earlier in this drive, and the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles are on the scoreboard. Now the PAT will be attempted by Tayden Bronson, and that is up and good. I believe there's a flag on the field. So what do we got going on here? The referee is looking over at the Aberdeen sideline. So it's an offsides on O'Gorman. So is Aberdeen Central going to go for 2 now? So now the ball is placed at the 1-yard line. I think they are. So we'll take the extra point off the scoreboard, and we're going to go for 2 now for Aberdeen Central as the offsides, and O'Gorman moves the ball from the 2 to the 1. It's currently 23-6. 16 seconds left, and now under center is Rolfs. He is going to look for his tight end. He's under pressure. He's going backwards. Never a good idea. He's just going to fire it. And he got crunched that time by Michael Shea and John Miras. Raul set it up about at the 25-yard line that time, and he took the snap at the 1. So they didn't kick the extra point. They decided to go for 2 and didn't make it. So it's now 23-6. Okay, so the referee's just saying there's no ineligible man down the field. So 23-6, 16 seconds left. O'Gorman up on Aberdeen Central. But if you're Aberdeen Central, you got to have a little, momentum, getting that touchdown in that final minute of the game after the O'Gorman fumble between Schwab and Schlimgen on the handoff. Probably look for the Knights after they receive this kickoff, probably just to take a knee and go into halftime, unless you do get a return of some sort past like the 50-yard line. Then you might want to try a Hail Mary or something. This is the second to last regular season ball game for both of these two teams. O'Gorman plays at Harrisburg, and that will be actually next Thursday. So Harrisburg's 5-1 this season. They're playing at Brandon Valley tonight, who's also 5-1. So that'll be a big matchup and possibly a revenge game for Harrisburg, who lost the last regular season game of the season last year to O'Gorman, and then they went back and lost in the first round of the playoffs to us. Played us in back-to-back weeks at the MAC last year. So here's the kickoff. Nice kickoff over to Riedel. Zach is coming out, and he gets hit about the 25-yard line and tackled there. So first and 10, O'Gorman, ball at the their own 27-yard line. 10 seconds left in the second quarter, so probably you're just going to see Schlimgen take a knee and go to half with the lead of 23-6, but you never know. We'll see. And they are in the victory formation, basically. Going to knee it here. So Teagan takes a knee, and that's how the first half ends. So pretty much a first half dominated by the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights. They lead 23-6. Coming up after the break, we're going to have the O'Gorman football on Real Presence Radio Network.
Whether you need to be fitted with eyeglasses or contact lenses, or you need a comprehensive eye exam, Barnett Vision Clinic in Sioux Falls utilizes the latest technology and treatments available. Barnett Vision Clinic offers a wide selection of eye care products, including sunwear, eyewear, and contact lenses to fit your specific eye care needs. Barnett Vision Clinic offers a same-day pay for patients without vision coverage. Their number is 605-335-7757 or online at barnettvisionclinic.com.
Closets and More can help define the most important areas inside and around your home. As a locally owned business, our quality, craftsmanship, and service are very important. Closets and More will create functionality in your problem areas, such as your master closet, pantry, and garage. They can help you transform your space into a truly custom area that fits your lifestyle. Closets and More can be reached at 334-5135, or you can follow us on Facebook or go online to closetsandmoresd.com.
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kofc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call Jeff Gillen at 605-759-7204. That's 605-759-7204.
Real Presence Radio will be broadcasting and video streaming defending state champion Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights football games, both home and away this fall. Have your business's radio spot heard across the radio, YouTube video stream, mobile app, and RPR website during all of our O'Gorman football broadcasts and reach a dedicated listening audience of potentially over 3,000 viewers. If your business would like to sponsor our O'Gorman football broadcast this fall, contact me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, welcome to the O'Gorman Knights Halftime Show, brought to you by your Knights of Columbus field agent for Sioux Falls and the Southeast South Dakota area, Jeff Gillen.
All right, folks, welcome back to Swisher Field on the campus of Aberdeen Central High School. I'm Brett Byler with the Real Presence Radio Network, the producer of our O'Gorman sports, and I'm happy to do the play-by-play, color commentary, camera, everything else that you can think of tonight in Aberdeen. I have a tremendous group of volunteers that help out with me, and Dan Johnson, Al Benjamin, and Isaac Struck, but tonight it's just me, but you'll get those guys back next Thursday night. Glad to have them back, but glad to have you tonight listening and watching wherever you are. And if you're an O'Gorman Knights fan, you have to be pretty happy with the first half, maybe minus that last minute of the first half, but O'Gorman offensively scored on their first 4 possessions, 3 touchdowns and a field goal, and then they had that fumble right before half on the exchange between Tegan Schlimgen and Jacob Schwab. But Schlimgen over 200 yards passing in the first half, hitting a lot of different receivers: Sam Stukel, Harry Huners, Zach Riedel, David Alpers, to name a few. At the end of the first half, to the tight end down the middle of the field, down the seam. But other than that, Carter Hogue, who's averaging about 85 yards rushing a game, he hasn't done a lot. Sam Rawls had one fairly long run, but if you're Shannon Popping, you have to be happy, I believe, for the most part with how your defense is playing too. So, and the penalties, that was the issue last week. 10 penalties, 104 yards. Haven't seen many penalties for Oleg Javis. He was a linebacker, then he went to running back, and now he's playing left guard. So I think he's done a good job opening up holes for Jacob Schwab and Tegan Schlimgen to run through as well. So pretty much a lot of good things in the first half. If you're O'Gorman Knights fans, you got to finish the deal, though. There's still another half of football. It's still 24 minutes left, so Aberdeen Central is going to get the ball first. So usually that first possession of the third quarter is kind of key. So you want to kind of get them off the field, don't allow them to score, and then get the ball back. And I think we're going to see a lot of O'Gorman using that short passing game and running game in the second half to kind of kill the clock with that lead. So that's kind of the update. Knights up 23-6. And we are going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have our Inside O'Gorman segment, where I was able to sit down with O'Gorman girls tennis coach Don Barnes to get a recap on the
Community. It's at the heart of everything we do at First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. From supporting area athletics to funding academic scholarships, we continually seek new ways to improve and strengthen communities we serve. At the heart of these communities are people. Our community banking is all about. First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. Locally grown, nationally known.
Jardine Construction is a general contractor of custom homes, remodeling, and commercial construction. Jardine Construction works in close cooperation with project owners and customers when developing a plan for a building or home. Jardine Construction has lots available in Sioux Falls, Hartford, and Humboldt. John can be reached at 605-231-0830 and Tom at 605-261-6174.
Hello, this is Mark Konzemius, president of the Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota. Preparing for the end of life can be overwhelming, even scary. Yet as disciples of Christ, we live in great hope and the reality of God's promise that death is not the end, but a new beginning. The End of Life Planning Workbook for Catholics is now available. I encourage you to reach out to one of our Catholic Community Foundation offices or ccfesd.org. May God bless each of us on our journey to heaven.
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio. Did you know the signal of Real Presence Radio reaches an audience of over 2.4 million people across North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming? Have you ever thought about running radio spots on the RPR network? We want to partner with you to help gain exposure for your business in front of a very faithful customer base. To find out more about the options, please call me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333. Welcome back to Inside O'Gorman, sponsored by the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools. I'm now joined by Sioux Falls O'Gorman girls tennis coach Don Barnes. Coach, your girls competed in the state tennis meet last Thursday and Friday in Rapid City, finishing third overall. First off, I want to go back to your start of your season, and then we'll get to the state tournament in a little bit. You got to replace your top 3 singles players from last year's team, along with your Flight 1 doubles team. What was your expectations for your girls team this year heading into the season?
I didn't have a clue. I knew our gals were kind of feisty. Sydney Bright and Ashlyn Gary, C.C. Bender, these gals, they're all sophomores, and they came through. Maya, of course, was varsity last year. We ended up with a 14-3 record, had a great season. They're competitive gals.
Now going to the state tournament, all of your top 6 girls in singles coach placed in the top 5 at the state meet. Did any of those girls' performances in particular stand out to you on the singles end of things?
Well, Maya Jamus was in close contact. So right before the state tournament, she played in practice a couple days, and then practice on Monday and Tuesday. We were at the state. So that set her back a little bit for her performance. But she ended up getting the consolation championship over a Brandon Valley girl. We got a lot of consolation points, let's put it that way. We came back and got third place because of that situation.
Your number 1 and 2 singles, Maya and Sydney, they both had jumps this year compared to where they were last year. Maya was 4 singles last year. She jumped to 1 singles this year, while Sydney was 1-6 singles last year, undefeated. She's now a 2 single this year. Can you talk about their seasons and how you thought they handled the bump up in competition?
Well, our 1, 2, 3, and 5 singles players are all sophomores. So they all had to step up. And then our 7 girl is a sophomore as well. And sometimes you put them in a position that, these are the positions you're going to be playing, and they take it upon themselves, and they can compete with anybody. I know when we played Stevens and Lincoln a couple times, we had some good matches with them. I mean, it wasn't like anybody was blown out. I think we lost to Stevens 7-2, and then we lost to Lincoln twice 7-2. But that was without Maya and Grace Abdallah.
You had 2 sophomores that competed for the first time, I believe, in the state meets, and Ashlyn and C.C. Bender. How do you think those 2 girls handled themselves and the nerves competing in their first state tournament?
C.C., we kind of battled back and forth in her technique, and she liked to hit the ball hard, and we convinced her that keeping the ball in play, this is girls tennis, this is not pro-level tennis. So with her serve and so on, so she really came a long way and ended up having a very good tournament. Then Sydney and Ashlyn, they got second at 2 doubles and lost in 3 sets to Lincoln. Those, I can't say enough about those 2 gals. They really came on and became very strong competitors.
In your team, you had 4 sophomores and 3 seniors. Coach, 2 of those seniors were in your 3 doubles team that got third in Grace Abdallah and Ellie Thee. Talk about kind of what your seniors this year meant to your squad with a lot of sophomores, and how happy were you to see Grace and Ellie end up with the 3rd place finish in 3 doubles?
Well, first of all, the good news is that they all got along really well. I mean, it didn't matter whether they're seniors or sophomores, and they all got along really well. We have some really good gals. We saw some actually during the tournament and during the season, some players that were not behaving really well. We were top of the class in that regard, and they performed really well.
Coach, was there a match, either singles or doubles, during the state meet or just during the season in general that your girls competed in that was just a really fun, exciting match for you to watch?
Well, actually, the Stevens match, we actually started at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We ended up at 9 o'clock under the lights at McKinnon Park. And that was really an interesting match and very competitive as well. Both times we played Lincoln. Those were fun matches to be in. We lost all of those. We were very competitive, and that was very satisfying for us as coaches and the players themselves.
And finally, Coach, what was this group of girls like for you to coach this season?
Well, it was a lot of, they were good gals. Everybody like I said, got along. And it was just a pleasure to coach them. You know, the good news is Lincoln actually is going to lose a lot of their top players. Tom Krieger lives about a block from us. Just the other night, he was talking to, well, you're going to kick our tail next year. And I actually kind of believe that. We're going to be right in the hunt. I think Harrisburg will as well. Stevens, because of the transfers that they got from Thomas More, they're going to be good as well. So we expect a real good season next year.
Well, thanks so much again, Coach Barnes, for your time, and congratulations to you and your girls on a great tennis season.
All right, thank you.
All right, that was O'Gorman girls tennis coach Don Barnes. Again, the girls got third at the state meet. The team members for O'Gorman Knights girls included Grace Abdallah, a senior, Cece Bender, Sydney Bright, Ashlyn Gary, Maya Jamoose, Annika McDowell, all sophomores, and Josie Smith and Ellie Thee. Seniors, the O'Gorman girls tennis team was third this year, got third last year, third in 2018, second in 2017, and third in 2016. So Coach Barnes always has terrific tennis teams, and the boys tennis team will play this spring. Want to move gears to soccer. O'Gorman's boys soccer team plays in Huron against Rapid City Stevens for the state title game tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. The Knights boys defeated Watertown 2-1 Tuesday night to advance to the state title game. So that was maybe a little bit of an upset for Coach Byers' O'Gorman boys, and they have won 7 straight games. So they haven't loss O'Gorman boys had actually was September 1st against Roosevelt. They had 2 ties, the 10th and 15th against Lincoln and Washington, and then they beat Brookings, Harrisburg, Sioux Falls Christian, T area, and then they won in the playoffs. They beat, I think it was Mitchell in one of the games. They beat Watertown, and then can't remember who they played in that first game at O'Gorman. So Coach Byer and the boys soccer team. Some players of note on that team: Ethan Cox is a senior, the goalies Carter Hansen a sophomore, Gabe Ripperda a junior, Jacob Reimer a senior, Antonio Sanchez, a junior, Jack Pellman, a senior, Evan Byer, a junior, Wesley Zimprich, a sophomore, Patrick Stish, a senior, Riley Arbo, terrific player, a senior midfielder for them, Mason Fritz, a junior, Kate Anderson, Sebastian Altoff, to name a few. So good luck to the boys. 7 o'clock tomorrow night in Huron against Rapid City Stevens. Other O'Gorman activities tomorrow: marching band is at USD in Vermilion, fall play at 7 o'clock at Lorraine Theater, volleyball at Aberdeen Central 3:30, and then on Tuesday marching band is at the Lorraine Theater at 7. Volleyball hosts Roosevelt Tuesday night at O'Gorman 7 o'clock for the varsity. All the JV games usually start at 4:30. I'll be streaming that game on YouTube. If you want to see a great volleyball team, O'Gorman has not lost a game this year. I don't even know if they lost many sets. The games I've been to, about 6 of them, they have not lost a set. They've won in 3 sets in each of those games. And then next Thursday, O'Gorman plays Harrisburg. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff. So, and that Insight O'Gorman interview has been brought to you by the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools. Our 6 elementary schools, junior high and high school, exemplify gospel values, strong student achievement, and community service. Each and every school is dedicated to our mission of forming a community of faith and learning by promoting a Catholic way of life through gospel values and academic excellence. Going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with the Knights halftime show. Don't go anywhere, folks.
At First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we believe the greatest investment we can make is in our customers and communities. Thanks to our industry-leading service, products, and tools, we're helping our customers reach their financial goals and achieve success. Through the generosity of our employees and leadership, we're able to support nearly 700 South Dakota organizations and nonprofits with our time, money, and resources. At Premier, we're always seeking ways to make an impact for good by investing in what matters most to you. It's the Premier way.
Searching for more great Catholic content? Visit our website at yourcatholicradiostation.com. Find Catholic news you can trust, information about events coming up in your local area, and the latest on what's happening at the RPR network. And don't forget that you can listen to any of our stations around the clock from anywhere in the world. Need prayers for someone or something in your life? You can submit those through our online form for the entire family to pray for. Real Presence Radio, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com.
All right, we are back, and a score update here quickly. Lincoln is up 28-7 on Washington at halftime. Those two teams agreed to play each other this week. So Lincoln over Washington 28-7. The Knights halftime show has been brought to you by Jeff Gillen, your Knights of Columbus field agent for Sioux Falls and Southeast South Dakota area for term life or whole life, long-term care, insurance, and retirement planning. Jeff can be contacted at 605-759-7204. Knights of Columbus Insurance. Thanks to Mr. Jeff Gillen for sponsoring our halftime show. He's been doing that, I think, the last 2 or 3 years now. We really appreciate it. So the opening kickoff for the second half is underway, and Zach Riedel kicks it down, and there we go. My window has just a little... we have a Aberdeen Central kid... Sorry about that, folks. Running out of the pack. So at the Mac, I don't have all these different windows I have to deal with as a streaming camera. So sorry about missing the kickoff there, but a nice return that time by Aberdeen. That was Hunter Payson out to the Knights' 49-yard line. So I forgot, so there was 2 turnovers at the end of the first half. Schlimgen got intercepted going to Konechny. The Knights got the ball back, and then Schlimgen and Schwab had the fumble. So almost a perfect first 4 drives, and then a couple of turnovers on the final 2. So here is Rolfs back to pass. He's getting pressure. He squirts out of it. Here's Sam. He has a lot of running room. Gets around Stukel. He could go all the way to the 10. 20, 15, 5, touchdown. Sam Rolfs scampers in from 49 yards out, the junior quarterback, and the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles have scored 2 touchdowns now in the last about 50 seconds of game time, and Rolfs puts the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles now down 23-12 after the first offensive play of the third quarter. This kind of a quarterback lead play, had some good running room, and then he made Stukel miss, and there was really no one else there. I think there might be that was short in the extra point. I don't know if they had 1, 2. Aberdeen only had 10 kids on the field that time. I don't think the refs noticed that, but he missed the extra point anyway. So that's 2. I guess they went for 2 at the end of the first half. So 2 touchdowns, but no extra points. So it's now 23-12. O'Gorman. So the Knights offense, let's see if they can answer here, because it was pretty much all O'Gorman, 23-0 with about a minute left in the first half, and now in a matter of about a minute and 21 seconds, it's now 23-12. Football's a game of momentum. I mean, it just, you can be done, sports in general is, but it's crazy how a play or two can just switch things around. So then it's up to the mental toughness of the other team to answer that. Do got another score, Brandon Valley 13-0 over Harrisburg. That's a big game tonight. Both teams are 5-1. That's over in Brandon tonight. And power points, you get the 2 and the 3 teams in state going at it. Roosevelt obviously being the number 1 team at 5-0. Here is the kickoff. And it's caught about the 13-yard line by Sam Stukel going down the sideline. Sam Stukel, some running room, and he is out of bounds.
He shut that pass by number 24 of the Golden Eagles. That's
Stukel is kind of like he's walking a tightrope there down the right sideline in front of the Aberdeen Central bench, and he gets the kickoff to the 49-yard line. So 2 kickoff returns back-to-back that almost got to midfield for both teams. So now Tegan Schlimgen in the shotgun. He has 2 receivers to his left. Harry Huner split out wide right. He's looking for Stukel, who catches it, and Sam Stukel is out of bounds. So he gains about 8 yards on that play. Just a little bit of a stop route. You can run about 7 yards, and you just stop, turn to your quarterback, and kind of almost like basketball. You can almost, if the defensive back is around you, you can almost box him out a little bit, but they've been so far off Stukel, it's been pitch and catch. So now you're going to have Stukel split right with Riedel in the slot. Harry Huners switches over to split left. Jacob Schwab is the lone running back. Tegan Schlimgen in shotgun to Schwab off of left tackle. Nice block that time, and he has plenty of running room. So Jacob Schwab that time with a nice run of about 15 yards. Matt Winterton, your left tackle, out there with a nice block. So now ball is at the Golden Eagles 30-yard line. Schlimgen in shotgun. Two receivers now. And again, it's Jacob Schwab, the law firm, up the middle to about the 22-yard line. Gain of about 9 yards. So back-to-back running plays that were a success for O'Gorman. And if you can just kind of take out the clock here, just pound the ball, short pass your way down and score a touchdown here, that's exactly what you want for O'Gorman to answer those 2 touchdowns on back-to-back possessions for Aberdeen Central. So Schlimgen in shotgun. It's 2nd and 1. Ball about the 22-yard line of the Golden Eagles. He's looking left. He goes over to Riedel, and that ball is just a little wide left. It looked like we had a wheel route and then an out route underneath the wheel route, and that ball was a little wide left. So 3rd and 1 for O'Gorman. Be interesting to see if they run it here with Schwab or they do one of those quick passes. Maybe it's a stop route to Stukel on the top side here. And they do run it. Here is Schwab, and he is hit hard. I don't know if he got it. Hopfinger, their leading tackler, the linebacker for Aberdeen Central, did a great job filling that time. And he is, wow, 4th and maybe less than 1, about a ball length. Nose of the ball, I mean, you might just quarterback sneak this one. Where's Tom Brady when you need him for the quarterback sneak? Here is Schlimgen in shotgun on 4th and inches. He's going to throw it. Kind of a interesting play call, and Alpers looking for a penalty, and Coach Poppinga is out on the field, and there is, I don't think there's any flags on the field, so O'Gorman on 4th and inches tries to do like a pop pass to David Alpers. It's incomplete, and Aberdeen Central will take over ball on their own 20-yard line. So I think O'Gorman is going to try to surprise them then with a little bit of a pop pass or a middle screen to Alpers. Coach Poppy thought he was held. There was no call, and O'Gorman turns over and downs. He is still not happy. So now the Golden Eagles with the ball. Sam Rolfs, that quarterback. Carter Hogue at running back. Trips left. Single receiver split right, I believe is Barr. Here is Rolfs, and he'll throw underneath, and that ball is dropped. And I don't know if you've been inbounds anyway. Payson was your, or excuse me, Mason Huff was your receiver target. They had about a short, intermediate, and a long route on that trip side, and he went for the intermediate one, but the ball sailed a little bit, I believe, on him. So now Aberdeen, after doing the 4 wide, is now back in more of an I formation. And they're just going to hand it off to Hogue. And Carter Hogue with some running room. Let's see. Carter Hogue is, I think he got the first down. Are we going to have a measurement maybe? Nope, they're going to give him the first down. So a 10-yard scamper by Carter Hogue that time. Hogue goes about 5'9", 185, and just kind of a little bit like, built a little bit like Tate Wisher, just kind of slipped right behind all those tall offensive linemen and got 10 yards. Now Shea with the delayed blitz doesn't get there, and the pass is complete. Caught by the tight end, Behrens, who's on his knees that time, right by the first down marker, about 2 yards short. 8-yard gain. You saw Shea get home on that delayed blitz in the first half. That time he didn't. So it's 23-12. O'Gorman leading, 8:55 left here in the third quarter from Swisher Field in Aberdeen, South Dakota. Sam Rolfs takes the snap, hands off to Carter Hogan. He is stacked up, and there is a fumble. The Knights are almost pointing like the ball squirted out. I can't see it. It's a massive humanity, and it looks like O'Gorman thinks they got the ball. We'll see. You can't see really anything but bodies standing up, and I think Anders Matichek maybe recovered the fumble. So there was a fumble in the play, so Carter Hogue got hit right away, and he must have just coughed it up. I couldn't even see the fumble. There were so many players in the middle there, and the Knights came away with the turnover. The way he reacted, I think it might have been Anders Matichek who recovered it. I'm not for sure who forced the fumble. But the Knights will get great field position. The ball will be placed on that Golden Eagles 38-yard line, 1st and 10, with Tegan Schlimgen, the quarterback, in shotgun, with Sam Stukel to his right. And he's going to look for Stukel on the out and up. He's going to throw it out there, and there's a flag on the play. And if you hear the Aberdeen Central coaches, they're right to the right of me in the next room, and none of them were very pleased with the call. So we'll see what the referee says here. So Colin Huff will get the defensive pass interference. It's a 15-yard penalty and a first down for O'Gorman. 23-yard line of Aberdeen Central, so you move the ball up. So Schlimgen in shotgun now. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to hit Alpers over the middle, and he is going to truck our defender and get in the end zone.
Pass to number 4. Alpers is good for a touchdown. 23-yard touchdown pass. Schlimgen to Alpers.
So Tegan Schlimgen finds David Alpers kind of on a tight end delay over the middle for a touchdown. He caught him at the 10-yard line. There's a defender that hit him, and it just kind of bounced off of him. So a good answer for O'Gorman. Zach Riedel's extra point is true. Good hold by Bo Beavers. So O'Gorman Knights answer the Golden Eagles touchdown in the early portions of the third quarter with a touchdown of their own. So with 8:15 left here in the third quarter, it's O'Gorman 29, O'Gorman 30, Aberdeen Central 12. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back for more O'Gorman Knights football.
At McGuire Iron, we protect and store quality water for people and communities across the country. We are family owned and operated and have been building and maintaining America's water tower infrastructure for over 100 years. We pride ourselves on using faith principles in our business practices every day. This deep faith in the church is why we support the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic School System. From all of us at McGuire Iron and the Jones family, we wish all O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
Closets and More can help define the most important areas inside and around your home. As a locally owned business, our quality, craftsmanship, and service are very important. Closets and More will create functionality in your problem areas, such as your master closet, pantry, and garage. They can help you transform your space into a truly custom area that fits your lifestyle. Closets and More can be reached at 334-5135, or you can follow us on Facebook or go online to closetsandmoresd.com.
All right, Zach Riedel with the kickoff. That's caught by the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagle, and he's going to go up to about the 28-yard line before he is hit by O'Gorman. I think that tackle is made by Easton Beavers.
28-yard line. On the tackle for the O'Gorman Knights, number 38, Easton Beavers.
So Golden Eagles will have the ball at their own 28-yard line. But a nice little drive going the last possession until they fumbled the ball, which is definitely a drive killer. So now Sam Rawls in shotgun. Carter Hogue to his right. Fakes a handoff. Going to do a little receiver screen that time to Barr. And Barr gets a block, and he gets a nice gain on first down before Jacob Schwab gets him.
Making the tackle for the Knights, Jacob Schwab.
So Spencer Barr, the sophomore receiver, 5'10", 150, has kind of been the go-to guy tonight for quarterback Sam Rawls. So we have triplets right, trips right, single left, shotgun, handoff to Hogue, and Hogue kind of slithers through there to get about probably 4 or 5 yards. And that'll be a first down. So Aberdeen Central's offense has definitely moved the ball better from about the midway through the second quarter on than they did at the start of the ball game. 30-12, O'Gorman leads. 7:13 left in the third quarter. Here is Rolfs under center. Only one receiver right now, and he's going to avoid Michael Shea. He's going to be running, breaks another tackle before being brought down by Matichek. So he broke a tackle by Riedel, broke a tackle by Shea, and Rolfs scampers for a first down. He comes into the game averaging about 62 yards rushing, so definitely a rushing threat is junior quarterback Sam Rolfs, going about 185 pounds. So now we have trips left, single receiver right, Rolfs in shotgun, flanked by Preston Barr. Knights in their 3-4 look. And motion, now just a little screen pass to Spencer Barr, and he's a healthy gain of about 6-7 yards on first down. Carson Langston, one of the two cornerbacks with the tackle. So we have Langston and Stukel at cornerbacks, Pavelko and Konechki at safeties, and the linebacker quartet, and then the D-end is John Miras and David Alpers at D-ends. So here is Rolfs getting a little pressure by Alpers, wide open to Lamar. So Hunter Lamar with the catch. Zach Carlson's playing nose tackle right now for O'Gorman, giving Matt Peters a little bit of a rest. So Aberdeen Central now has the ball all the way down to the 27-yard line. Oops, excuse me. There we go. Camera guy getting it reset here. Handoff to Hogue, and not much going for Carter Hogue. So really, there's, for the most part, if you take away that long run, about 49-yard run by Rolfs to start the third quarter, the nice rush defense has been pretty good, but Aberdeen Central has really been able to pass the ball pretty well here in the last couple of quarters against them. Now we have four receivers, a quartet of receivers to the right of Rolfs, single receiver left. Now he's under center. He's just going to quarterback sneak it on second down. Kind of an odd play call, and he got maybe a yard or two. Sometimes like a quartet of receivers like that, you just see the screen to the back one and have the other three as blockers. This time, I don't know if he's trying to think it was a numbers game or something, but he didn't really get very far in that quarterback sneak. So now it's third down. Got to get the ball to about the 17. Ball is at the 23 right now. It's about 3rd and 6. Rolfs getting the blitz by Schwab. He's going to run. Plenty of rushing room over to the right, and he will get the first down. sometimes as a quarterback, you almost have to have eyes in the back of your head or just have a sixth sense where you can kind of sense the blitzer from the backside, which was Schwab, and he just kind of rolled out right to the opposite side of where that blitz came from for the first down. There was no containment out there by your D end or your outside linebacker. So now Aberdeen Central first down, ball in the red zone now at the 16-yard line of O'Gorman. He's just going to hand off to Carter Hogan. He's stacked up. Good job by O'Gorman. Zach Carlson, Jacob Schwab in there. Reese Burkhead is checked out of the game for Aberdeen Central. Their right tackle, he's committed to South Dakota State to play tight end, but he's playing right tackle by necessity, and he's looking at his hand as he comes out of the game. So that's going to be especially if he can't return, a big loss, the best offensive lineman for the Golden Eagles. I don't know if he got stepped on or what the deal is there. So now we have second down, about 10. Here's Rawls. And he is, oh my! Alpers went right over the top of him, but then he got back up and sacked him. He almost ducked under Alpers, who's about 6'5", but then Alpers got right back up and grabbed him. So quick reflexes there, and that's a big loss, folks. I think he lost, wow. The original line of scrimmage was the 16-yard line. It's now at the 29-yard line. First down is at the 6, so 3rd and 23. My Nebraska math is doing well for me tonight. So 3rd down, 23 yards to go. You need to get to the 6-yard line for a first down. Shotgun formation. Rawls with triplets left, single right, screen pass to Barr, and Jacob Schwab ate that play up. Great play by Schwab, the senior linebacker. Diagnosed the screen and got there before any blockers could get him. That's another loss. Loss of 4, so Aberdeen is going backwards. It's 4th and 27. Ball on the Knights' 33-yard line. Would be a 50-yard field goal. You're not going to attempt that here, and a punt doesn't do you any good, I don't think. So what are they going to do? I think they're going to call a timeout. I don't know what there really is to do. I mean, you probably just have to, if I was them, I would just run some fly routes and just take a shot in the end zone. Because what are you going to do if you punt it? You're going to gain, 10 yards out of it? So Mitch Krantz is going to call a timeout. 2:21 left in the third quarter. Knights are up 30-12, and we'll just keep it right here. I want to thank everybody again for tuning in tonight, whether it's on the radio, on the YouTube stream, wherever on the app, however you want to listen. And just remember, tonight's game is being brought to you in part by the generous support of you, our donors. Real Presence Radio is 100% donor supported. We ask that you prayerfully consider making a secure, tax-deductible gift by going to yourcatholicradiostation.com. Your gift ensures that we can continue to bring you programming like tonight's O'Gorman game. Also, we have the very best local National Catholic radio shows, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have tremendous hosts for Sioux Falls for Real Presence Live, which is our morning show, airing 9 to 11, Mondays through Fridays. Emily Leadham, Dr. Chris Bergwald hosts for us. Heather Caro hosts for us. We have Father John, Father Paul Rutten are some of your Sioux Falls area hosts. Father Tim Smith up here in the Aberdeen Ipswich area. Chris Euler, Thomas Escrow, just what great hosts we have here in eastern South Dakota. So 4th and 27, 4th and a country mile. Here's Rolfs in the shotgun after the timeout. He is going to heave it toward the end zone like a Hail Mary, and prayer is not answered. Aberdeen Central didn't have their rosaries for that one. That ball is knocked away by Preston Konechki. Right around there that first down stick was. So, I mean, that's probably pretty much about the best play call you can come up from there. Just kind of throw it up to the sticks and see if a receiver can come up with it. So, the Knights defense of the hold. So, 2:16 left, 30-12, O'Gorman in the third quarter. Doing play-by-play by football is a lot different than basketball, especially by yourself. This is my only second time ever doing play-by-play for O'Gorman football in 7 years, and I had, I think, Dan doing the color for me the other time I did that, and that was, we'll talk about that after this play. So a screen pass out to Riedel, and Zach Riedel making some guys miss. getting an extra yak after the catch right at the first down sticks. I think he'll have it. So the other game I did play-by-play was Isaac's senior year when O'Gorman played Aberdeen Central. In the first round of the playoffs was about 25 degrees at O'Gorman, a windy night, and O'Gorman won. And Isaac had the game-winning touchdown run toward the end of that ball game. Is like a really low-scoring game. So that was my other play-by-play game. I've had a lot more color commentary experience in football. Well, basketball, I've done plenty of play-by-play games. So anyway, O'Gorman gets the first down out the Riedel pass, and that ball is knocked down. So that's the second pass tonight that Tegan Schlimgens had knocked down at the line of scrimmage. And as a defensive end, they teach you if you can't get all the way to the quarterback and you can read the lineman, know it's a pass play, jump up, get those hands up, and knock the ball up in the air, and hopefully one of your other defenders or yourself can catch it. So that was knocked down by number 13, Alec Vogley, and he's 6'5". So did a terrific job there. 2nd and 10. Schlimgen in shotgun. Trips left, single receiver right. Jacob Schwab in the backfield. He's going to go with a fly route to Stuckel, and Sam Stuckel catches it. Right at the sideline. So tremendous concentration and catch by Sam Stuckel. Stuckel has not been able to be covered all night long, and Schlimgen that time just dropped it right in the bucket. So 1st and 10, Knights ball on the Golden Eagles 31-yard line. We have Riedel and Huner split left, Stuckel on the right, and this time Schlimgen's going to get sacked. Good pressure that time. I think that was number 58, or actually Casey Vining, maybe, number 59. Loss of 4 by Schlimgen. That's a second sack for Aberdeen Central tonight. Ball sitting at the 30-yard line of the Golden Eagles. Stuckel is by himself here, split right. Let's see if they take a shot here. They're going to just do a quarterback draw, and Schlimgen's going to get up to about the 27-yard line for about a 3-yard gain. So it'll be 3rd and 11 for the Knights. As the clock keeps running, 44 seconds now in the third quarter. So each team with a touchdown here in the third quarter. Knights made their extra point, and Aberdeen did not. 3rd and 11. Here is Schlimgen off the snap, looking to the left side. He's going to do a screen back to the right. Schwab, one guy misses. Here's Jacob Schwab. Touchdown, Knights. And a penalty marker down. Oh. I'm guessing it's a block in the back on O'Gorman. We'll see what the penalty flag is. Great call, screen pass to Schwab. And it's going to be brought back here. Let's see what the referee has to say. Hold, block in the back. So Eddie Myler, cousin Eddie, gets the block in the back. So that'll take away the touchdown on the screen pass to Schwab. Oh, I'm trying to see if I can see it. Yeah, I think that's probably the right call. You can kind of, there's a big scoreboard here they have Aberdeen like at the MAC, and I was just kind of watching the play. It looked like Eddie got out there in position, but maybe just kind of had a block behind the line of scrimmage there. So now we have 3rd down, and boy, the ball's at the 35, 16, 19. They're just going to swing it out now to Schwab. And Jacob Schwab's going to get close to 1st down. That's how the third quarter is. Oh, it looks like he's about 2 yards shy of a 1st down, but that play will be at the start of the 4th quarter because the 3rd quarter is already over. So at the end of 3, it's the O'Gorman Knights 30, the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles 12. You're listening to Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
When you look to the future, is the road there inevitable? It's not. That's why O'Gorman education matters. It's where you'll grow in your faith, be challenged, celebrate, and become part of a community. These are the moments that will shape your life. This is where your path will unfold. What are you waiting for? You belong in blue.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR network when you're on the go? Just search for Real Presence Radio in your app store. Listen live to any station across the network at any time, so you can stay connected to your local community from wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show, Real Presence Live. The Real Presence Radio app, with you every step of your faith journey.
Welcome back to Swisher Field on the campus of Aberdeen Central High School in Aberdeen, South Dakota. I'm Brett Byler with Real Presence Radio. A nice little screen pass by Jacob Schwab in that last play of the third quarter on 3rd and 19. Net the Knights about 17 yards. The ball will be placed at the 19-yard line. You need to get to the 16 for a first down. So it'll be 4th and 3. Knights up 30-12 right now. So you're looking at about a 36-yard field goal, which I doubt they're going to try tonight, but we'll see what Coach Poppinga decides to do here. Knights walking on the field here. Knights in the white tops, blue bottoms, are Aberdeen Central in the blue and gold tops and white pants. And we have, the offense will be back out for this play. All right. So Schlemgen Stukel is in shotgun now, and he's going to get drugged down by the jersey. That was a nice play out there by the defensive end, and he grabbed Sam Stukel's jersey that time and held on for dear life. So a nice 4th down conversion attempt is halted. And I mean, if O'Gorman probably would have got a touchdown there, it'd be pretty much almost over, because it would have been 18 points now. You score, it'd be 25 points. That's a 4-possession game, which is really tough with 1 quarter for high school football. We did see Watertown down 31-8 with about 8 minutes left last Friday night come all the way back to within a 2-point conversion of tying the game in the final 20 seconds. So here is Aberdeen Central. Let's see if their offense can provide that life needed right now for them. Sam Rolfs, quarterback draw. Nice spin move around Michael Shea, and he is brought down by, I think, Carter Peterson. Sam Jacobson. So 23-minute tackle, not 24. The only problem here, too, is if you're huddling like they are, too, you're taking up more time as well. You got the 35-second play clock like O'Gorman. I think you want to go up-tempo if you can, if you're Aberdeen here, to try to save every second you can. But anyway, that's their decision to make. Here is Rolfs in shotgun. Fakes a handoff. Little pop pass to Behrens, who's been their best receiver tonight. And the tight end Behrens rumbles and stumbles his way for about a 19-yard gain and another first down. David Alpers got him from behind. So Noah Behrens, also Spencer Barr have been the 2 top targets for Sam Rolfs tonight. And Behrens, who had a touchdown earlier in the game, gets a nice gain that time. So shotgun now for quarterback Rolfs and another quarterback draw, and this time O'Gorman is not fooled. Matt Peters, John Miras in there. Clock ticking. 10:25 left now here in the 4th. 2nd down and about 10 for Aberdeen, and that's number 3 was running off the field that time, Hunter Pace, and he was caught by the referee. Too many guys on the field for Aberdeen. Yep, had 12 guys. So their extra point, they only had 10 guys. This time they had 12 guys, and this one was actually caught by the referee. Again, if you want to watch on YouTube, it's Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls YouTube page, and you can watch this game later on tonight or tomorrow morning if you're bored and have no college football or baseball or anything to watch. You can rewatch this game. We'll see if my Braves can beat the Dodgers tonight and get to the World Series for the first time since 1999. Go Braves. Here is Aberdeen going to hurry up to the line of scrimmage, and Rolfs is going to throw a deep one. And that's incomplete. And Sam Stuckel's the cover guy over there. Pretty tight coverage. I don't know if that was the play clock was running down or what, but all of a sudden Aberdeen ran to the line of scrimmage and snapped the ball real quick there. So it's a 3rd and 15. Ball is at the Aberdeen 34-yard line. Need to get to the 49 for the first down. See if O'Gorman brings any pressure here. Just kind of plays it in coverage. We'll see what Shandon Poppinga does. We're going to bring a blitz. Rolfs over the middle. Caught and dropped. Lamar, I think Lamar got a little alligator armed there, where you kind of anticipate you're going to get crunched. He really didn't make a very good effort to catch the perfect pass, and Riedel did hit him, but boy, as a receiver, you got to come down with that one. That was a perfect pass by Rolfs that time, and now they're going to bring, I think, the punting unit on. Those are the plays you do like to as a safety, if you can see everything in front of you, and then you can just kind of break on it and either intercept it or crunch the receiver. So here's a punt for Rolfs. Got to be careful. He is the quarterback, so be aware of a fake. And do we have a timeout, or what's going on here? Coach Mitch Kranz does not look happy. Oh, a delay of game for Aberdeen. That's why. So we're going to move the ball back 5 yards. So now at the 29-yard line, Zach Riedel and Sam Stuckel, your two returners back for O'Gorman. One game I'm interested in seeing if we can get an update on is that Harrisburg game against Brandon Valley right now. So if anyone's listening, want to update, write in the comments what the score of that game is. I would be very interested in that. There's a kick. Sam Stuckel with the catch. Here comes Sam, and he is going to try to get the sideline, but he's cut off by a Golden Eagle. Nice job that time by Spencer Barr, number 80, the receiver, making the play, and he I think he might have got the worst of that one. That does happen, folks. They played both receiver and defensive back in high school, little 8-man Nebraska football, and sometimes even when you're the guy putting the tackle on, it might hurt you more than the actual guy getting tackled. Oh, we got BV. Looks like they're up 35-7. So thank you for that comment on YouTube. Wow, that's kind of a surprising score. Not that BV is winning, but if that's true, how much they're winning by. Here is Schlimgen. Pass over to Stuckel. And there is a penalty. I think you might get the receiver. Who's over there? Is that Rush Landry maybe for a hold? We'll see what happens here. Referee about ready to make the call. We'll kind of zoom in on him here, folks. Yep. Rush Landry was your receiver out there, and he gets a hold. Now, I think the referee got a little bit help by the Aberdeen bench that was literally right in front of them. So they had about 20 players and about 5 coaches acting as help for the referee, so to speak, there as well. So ball pushed back. Schlimgen shotgun now. Replay first down. He will get Landry, so Rush will make up for that holding call by getting all that yards back plus about 4. So about a 14-yard gain. Ball is now placed at the 48 of O'Gorman. They need the Aberdeen, they need the Aberdeen 44, so about 2nd and 8. Now if you're O'Gorman, you don't need to be in any hurry here whatsoever. Let that clock run. Here is Schlimgen in shotgun, trips right, single left, Schwab in the backfield. He fakes the Schwab out to Stuckel. Stuckel on the receiver screen, and he is going to get wrapped up. I don't know how many catches Sam Stuckel has tonight, but he's got a lot of balls. That was one of my keys to victory, is get the ball in his hands as much as possible, and I think Coach Poppingham must have been listening. Wow, Sioux Falls, Washington is now only down 28-20 against Lincoln, so they've cut that lead from 28-3, I believe, all the way to 28-20. Brandon Valley all over Harrisburg is the other kind of game of note. Here is Schlimgen to Stuckel again on the stop route. Here goes Sam. He has some speed. He's going to cut back, and he is tackled about the 28-yard line. We have a injured Aberdeen Central kid that time, holding his knee, which you never like to see. I don't know if that's one of their linebackers. I think it's 28, Alex Hopfinger, who's their leading tackler coming into the game. I think it's his left knee he's holding. So we hope Mr. Hopfinger is okay. With that being said, we're going to take a commercial break for an injury timeout. It's O'Gorman 30, Aberdeen Central 12, 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. You're listening to Knights football on the Real Presence Radio Network.
Sioux Equipment Company can fix, sell, and repair gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors. They offer sales and services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment in Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company is located at 1310 East 39th Street in Sioux Falls, just off of East Benson Road. They can be reached by calling 605-334-1653. Again, that number is 605-334-1653.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR network when you're on the go? Just search for Real Presence Radio in your app store. Listen live to any station across the network at any time, so you can stay connected to your local community from wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show, Real Presence Live. The Real Presence Radio app, with you every step of your faith journey.
Welcome back to Real Presence Radio's coverage of O'Gorman Night Football. They have the card out for Hopfinger. He is going to be put on that, which is never a good sign. So wish that young man a speedy recovery. I think it was a knee injury. So he's going to get carted off as we speak, and it'll be O'Gorman first down once play does resume. You just hate to see injuries in football to these young athletes or any athletes at all, so especially knee injuries. So he is going to be taken off the field, and O'Gorman's coming back onto the field as play resumes. So we have Schlimgen in shotgun. He is getting pressure, almost hit, throws the ball back of the end zone. It's caught by Sam Stuckel. So Sam Stuckel catches another touchdown. This one's from 29 yards out from Tegan Schlimgen, who just laid it in perfectly in the back middle corner of the end zone. Excuse me. That connection the last 3 weeks has been terrific. The extra point attempt by Riddle is up and good. So with 7:46 left here in the fourth quarter, Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights 37, Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles 12. We're going to take a break and we'll come back. You're going to hear the last about 7.5 minutes of O'Gorman Knights football on the Real Presence Radio Network.
Real Presence Radio is now on Google Assistant devices, including Google Home, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To start this action, say something like, "Okay, Google, talk to Real Presence Radio." It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, "Play Sioux Falls," or "Play AM 970," or "Play WWEN." From there, you can use words like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere, now on Google Assistant devices.
Real Presence Radio will be broadcasting and video streaming defending state champion Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights football games, both home and away this fall. Have your business's radio spot heard across the radio, YouTube video stream, mobile app, and RPR website during all of our O'Gorman football broadcasts and reach a dedicated listening audience of potentially over 3,000 viewers. If your business would like to sponsor our O'Gorman football broadcast this fall, contact me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
Here's a big score report. Brookings up 50-0 on Spearfish in the second quarter. I believe Isaac has a cousin or a relative that plays on that Brookings team, but they're up all over Spearfish 50-0 in the second quarter. So the Bobcats will be 8-0, and Yankton, I should check their score. They're playing also tonight. They should also be 8-0 going into that final regular season game up at Dana Dykehouse Stadium. And Yankton is up 14-7 on Douglas in the third quarter, so that's a lot closer than I expected. So that touchdown pass from Slimgan to Stukel, that scoring drive for Sioux Falls O'Gorman, has been brought to you by Closets and More. Closets and More is a locally owned company providing custom designed closets and storage solutions. You can call Closets and More at 334-5135 or online at closetsandmoresd.com. So now the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles will have the ball, trailing 37-12 with 7:42 left, almost at the halfway point here, the fourth quarter. Shea coming on the blitz. Rolf goes around the other side of it, and he's going to get run down from behind by Jacob Schwab, but Rolf gains about 16 yards on the play for the first down. Few of Aberdeen's best plays today have almost just been quarterback runs. I don't think they're designed, but Rolfs is just avoiding the blitz by going to the other sideline. Ball placed now at the Golden Eagle 37-yard line. Trips right with a single receiver left. Rolfs in shotgun, flanked by Carter Hogue. That is out to Lamar on the receiver screen, and he will get to the 42-yard line before Konechny and Pavelko and company rush him out of bounds. Again, so good to see Connor Pavelko, the senior, out playing tonight for Sioux Falls O'Gorman. His first game of the season, was one of the most key contributors to last year's state championship team. He's out playing cornerback right now, right to the front of your screen. Shotgun handoff that time. Big hole up the middle for the Aberdeen Central running back. Carter Hogue all the way down to the 25-yard line. That's one of those plays you see the pros run all the time too, where you kind of spread everyone out and then you just do the draw and see what you can, it's a numbers game sometimes to see if your 4 or your 5 can block, their 5 or their 4. And that time, you didn't need much blocks. Carter Hogue kind of split right through there and got a nice gain. So ball now at the O'Gorman 26-yard line, 1st and 10 for Aberdeen. Here is Rawls going to look to the end zone. Langston over there, and Carson Langston knocks it away. Hunter Payson was your intended receiver. Great play by Carson Langston that time. He played that about as perfectly as you can. Stayed on the hip of the receiver, got his head around, and just knocked it down. Second and 10 for Sam Rolfs and company. Ball at the Knights 26. Trips right, single left. O'Gorman going to bring blitz with Shea, and that's caught. And what a rip out by Jacob Schwab. As Lamar caught it and Schwab ripped it out of there, and the Knights recovered it.
It's recovered by number 12. That's Preston Konechny.
Preston Konechny with the recovery on Jacob Schwab, forcing the fumble. And that was my pick to click tonight, so Mr. Schwab is making me look smart. Thank you, Jacob. I think Al still has it, though. He picked Sam Stukel 2 weeks ago, and Sam's caught 4 touchdowns. So he has that bragging right so far, but still a few games left in the season. We'll see. So Schlimgen at quarterback now. We'll see if the Knights play more of a ground and pound. And here is, I think, Carter Peterson, I believe, had the carry that time. It was. Little Carter Peterson at 5'6" squirts through there for a healthy gain and a first down. As an offensive lineman here in this situation, you just kind of you want them to run the ball, and you can just kind of run block, and which is usually funner, I think, than pass blocking, and just get your guy and drive him back and let your running back run behind you. Schlimgen going to pass at this time. Oh, through the hands of Rush Landry, and then through the hands of the defensive back, Cole Arts for Aberdeen Central. That was almost disastrous for O'Gorman. Good pass by Teagan, and just through the wickets of Rush Landry. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Knights. About 5:48 here left. Here is a handoff this time to Peterson. And Carter Peterson gains, let's see, about 6 yards. So it'll be 3rd and 4.
58. It's Casey White, along with number 24 of the Golden Eagles, Tatum Bronson.
So Sioux Falls Lincoln did defeat Sioux Falls Washington 28-20. So they kind of survived a late second half surge by Washington to hold them off. And there's a offsides by the defensive tackle and defensive end for Aberdeen Central. So 2 of their 4 defensive linemen got the hard count. Smart play, 3rd and 4. You just need 5 yards for the first down, and offsides is get you that 5 yards. So have a veteran quarterback, give him an old hard count, and you get that first down without even having to run a play. Throw him a little Peyton Manning Omaha, or whatever Teagan's word he likes to use is, and get yourself a first down. And now we got another penalty. I think this one is on O'Gorman. It might have been on. Oh, it's on Anders Matichek, who's playing like a tight end position on the offensive line right now. So 1st and 15 for O'Gorman. Schlimgen in shotgun formation. He's going to look to his left and find Bo Beavers, who's going to go backwards. So Bo had about a 6-7 yard gainer, and then he lost about 3 of it back by going backwards. But the clock will still run. 4:36 left in the 4th quarter. Bo needed to go north and south. He was headed east and west on that play. So Bo is the single receiver split left with Riedel in the slot. I think it's Harry Huner is the other receiver out there. Schlimgen looking. He's going to go to Riedel. And Zach Riedel with the catch makes a guy miss and is topped at the 40-yard line.
On the reception, that's Zach Riddle.
I wonder how many yards Teagan has right now, because I think Isaac, I believe, has the passing record for yards in a game, which I think was the Washington game, his senior year, that last playoff game, which I think might have been like 417-ish. And I know Teagan, I think, had over 200 at the halftime, so he has to be getting close to that. But anyway, 3:44 left. Knights up 37-12 with the ball. 1st and 10 on the Golden Eagle 40-yard line. Schlimgen in shotgun, still throwing the ball. And he's going to go to Riedel and out of bounds. Hunter Lamar in the coverage. Knights locker room show will be coming up immediately following this broadcast. pick a player of the game, which should be tough on this one. There's a lot of players that have stood out tonight. Handoff that time. Carter Peterson, big hole, and Carter will be about a half a yard short, I believe, of the first down. Shot out of there like a rocket.
On the shot for the Golden Eagles, Taylor Watson. That's a first down. First and 10 on Gorman at the 30-yard line.
And they give him the first down that time. So Carter with the first down. Oh, sorry, folks. Moving the tripod. I almost fell off my table here. First and 10 for O'Gorman. And a pass over the middle to Anders Matacek. Here's Anders. A lot of running room. Anders Matacek, touchdown, Knights. So that's a 30-yard pass play from Tegan Schlimgen to the receiver that time, which is Anders Matacek. So the Knights now 43-12 lead the Golden Eagles. That might be Matacek's first touchdown of the season. I'm not for sure. Extra point attempt now for Riedel off the Bo Beavers hold, and it is right through there. So 2:56 left in the fourth quarter. O'Gorman's pushed their lead up 44-12. They've now scored 21 unanswered points after Aberdeen scored that initial touchdown in the third quarter on the first offensive play of the game by Sam Rolfs. We're going to take a quick 30-second break, and we'll be right back with you for more O'Gorman Knights football.
Real Presence Radio is now on Amazon devices. To listen to your station, just ask Alexa to enable the Real Presence Radio skill and use a phrase like,
Alexa, tell Real Presence Radio to play Sioux Falls.
Or,
Alexa, ask Real Presence Radio to play FM 94.5.
You can also visit the Alexa Skills Marketplace and search for Real Presence Radio to enable it. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere, now on your Amazon devices.
And welcome back. Anders Matacek had the touchdown catch in that last possession from Tegan Schlimgen to make the score. O'Gorman 44, Aberdeen Central 12. This scoring drive for the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights has been brought to you by Closets and More, a locally owned company providing custom designed closets and storage solutions. You can call Closets and More at 334-5135 or online at closetsandmoresd.com. So Zach Riedel will do the kickoff duties for O'Gorman here. Puts his hand up. Zach's ready, and the kickoff is going to the sideline, and that might go out of bounds again. Yep. So Zach's third kickoff that went out of bounds tonight. But when you're up, by 32 points with 3 minutes left in the game, it's not as big a deal if you're, say, up 6 with a minute left. Again, it's 44-12 O'Gorman, 2:56 left in the fourth quarter. Probably see a few substitutes on defense now this drive. Get some of your starters. I see Carter Peterson coming out now. Get a few guys on maybe the JV team that don't get a lot of varsity action in. You don't want to get any of your starters hurt here in the last 3 minutes of the game. And Aberdeen also has some subs in. I'll try my best, folks, here. A handoff, and he is met that time. I think that's Anders Matacek who's still in the game with the tackle for O'Gorman as he met the running back in the hole that time. The quarterback for Aberdeen Central is number 15, Dustin Hermanson, a 6-foot, 155-pound sophomore. So I think he's a lefty. Jaden Smith, the junior running back, had the carry that time. Clock running now to 25 left. Motion man is Barr, who's going to get the reverse, but Matacek and company are not fooled. They corral him right around the line of scrimmage. So it'll be third down for Aberdeen, and they're looking about 3rd and 10. They need to get to the ball to the 45. It's placed on the 35 right now. Knights will win their 4th straight ball game, so they'll improve to 5-3 on the season. Started off 1-3. They've won 4 in a row, have a big matchup against Harrisburg in Harrisburg to close out the regular season next Thursday night at 7 p.m. Harrisburg is going to fall to probably 5-2 tonight unless they can have a miraculous comeback win over Brandon Valley. Here's the reverse again to Barr, and Matacek ate him. Anders has made 3 straight tackles here, and it looked like Barr might have get the first down, and he came in and he erased that, so it'll be 4th down and 2. Ball at the 43-yard line of Aberdeen Central. 1:05 left. I wonder if they're going to go for it or punt it here. Might as well go for it. What the heck? So quarterback Hermanson gets the call from Coach Kranz. They're huddling up now, and they'll go to the line of scrimmage right now with the play. Only 4 on the game clock. Better hurry up. And he is almost getting sacked, and he is taken down by the Knights. That was number 57. I think that's Zach Carlson. Yep, it is. Zach Carlson gets a sack. So all it has to do now is the best play in football, the kneel. And we'll get out of here. Coach Poppinga's team can hop back on the bus or with their parents, however they came up here, and get warmed up a little bit, get that heat on for that 3-hour drive back to Sioux Falls for a victory tonight. It's a lot funner to drive back 3, 4, 5 hours if you win a ball game than if you lose. So let's see. O'Gorman's looking at the sideline. I don't know if they need an extra. Yeah, I think they were a kid short. So they run a player on. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think they got 11. They might have 12 now. Let's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, they got 11. And the play clock is down to 3, so you better call it. They might get a delay of game. They get it off, though, and Bo Beavers runs the quarterback draw with about 1 second on the game clock, or on the play clock, so that should be the last play of the game. It's now down to 14. Also, Gorman wants to run another running play, which would be surprising if they do. So they get in shotgun with Beavers as quarterback, and they do run another play. Hand it off to Jacobson, and Sam Jacobson's going to get hit hard out of bounds. I think there's another fumble, and that will that will do it. So the final score tonight from Swisher Field in Aberdeen, it's the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights 44, the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles 12. Knights improve to 5-3 on the season. Aberdeen falls to 2-4. Coming up next, we'll have the Knights locker room show after the commercial break. Stay tuned. You're listening to Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio Network.
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kofc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call Jeff Gillen at 605-759-7204. That's 605-759-7204.
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio. Did you know the signal of Real Presence Radio reaches an audience of over 2.4 million people across North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming? Have you ever thought about running radio spots on the RPR network? We want to partner with you to help gain exposure for your business in front of a very faithful customer base. To find out more about the options, please call me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
At First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we believe the greatest investment we can make is in our customers and communities. Thanks to our industry-leading service, products, and tools, we're helping our customers reach their financial goals and achieve success. Through the generosity of our employees and leadership, we're able to support nearly 700 South Dakota organizations and nonprofits with our time, money, and resources. At Premier, we're always seeking ways to make an impact for good by investing in what matters most to you. It's the Premier way.
Searching for more great Catholic content? Visit our website at yourcatholicradiostation.com. Find Catholic news you can trust, information about events coming up in your local area, and the latest on what's happening at the RPR network. And don't forget that you can listen to any of our stations around the clock from anywhere in the world. Need prayers for someone or something in your life? You can submit those through our online form for the entire family to pray for. Real Presence Radio, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com. From the Real Presence Radio Network, welcome to the O'Gorman Knights Locker Room Show. Now, back to the field.
All right, folks, we are back. It's the Knights Locker Room Show. I am now joined by O'Gorman coach Jason Poppingen. Coach, this is a win and a cold night here up in Aberdeen against the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. And if you look at the first half offensively, first 4 possessions, we got 3 touchdowns and a field goal. You know, the short passing game, you had the running game. It felt like you had everything working offensively. Talk about your execution, throughout the ball game offensively tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's how our offense is supposed to look, all the time. And, I'm just proud of our guys. We talked last week just about, about our mental mistakes, our issues that we've had, just not being clean and, and beating a team that, we felt like we should beat. And not that we're more talented than them, but just that we felt like, our team is better coached, our kids, perform better, and hats off. I mean, first off, Tegan Schlingen played an outstanding game tonight. I mean, his decision making was spot on. I mean, outside of a couple throws that we thought weren't, his best choices, other than that, I mean, he put the ball in the money all night long. I mean, great throw to Stuckel in the end zone where he stepped up in the pocket. We had an outside blitz come. He stepped in the pocket, extended the play, made the play down there. And the other one, Nate Ratzloff, has played running back for us the last couple weeks. Started at guard, and we 1 week, learned it.
I couldn't figure out who that 56 was.
Yeah, because we had to find a different uniform because you can't wear an eligible number. But I mean, I think that just shows you like kind of the team we're getting to have now. I mean, we've preached to them all year long about being selfless, about coming out here, playing a good football game, not caring about the stats, all that kind of stuff. And when that happens, and then good things are going to come to us because this Aberdeen team has definitely some good skilled players and they're athletic up front. I mean, granted they're not Roosevelt, but compared to what we played in the last weeks, they're no different. And we obviously played really well. And outside of the miscues at the end of the half, where we fumbled the ball on an exchange, an interception on a tipped ball where we should have completed. I mean, this game could have been out of hand, early, but our kids, did a really nice job playing.
How important was that touchdown, Coach, after, we had the ball, looked like we might go up even more. In the first half, we fumble, they score. Then the first offensive play, they score again, so it's 23-12 all of a sudden. You get the ball back, and then you run it, go all the way down the field and score. How important was that answer to kind of stop that momentum they had?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we talked in the locker room just about the momentum needed to stop there, that we had let the momentum slip. It was on us. I mean, it wasn't Tegan's fault on the interception. That was a tipped ball and a bad route. And then we come back and fumble the exchange. The next time we were going to come back and capitalize. So we had 2 offensive miscues that turned into points. And then momentum really shifts their way. And all of a sudden, we had a 14-point turnaround in about a minute. But once again, I'm really proud of how our guys responded, to adversity. That was the one kind of adverse situation. And we pounded down the field again and pounded down the field again. And then, kept scoring. We never punted tonight. I mean, that's a great fun football night when you never punt and send the punt team out there. So the way we handled that situation, I thought was outstanding.
Last offensive question. You've now had Jacob Schwab as kind of your, I would say, more full-time running back the last 3 weeks. He had 2 100-yard games previously to tonight. I think he probably was over 100 tonight as well. What having him back in the backfield, what does that add to your offense?
Yeah, I mean, it's been huge for us. I mean, we've kind of gone around and around with our tailback spot, and, we were concerned about Jacob playing, defense and would it affect him. But, man, he's been a workhorse. I mean, that kid has shown up every day and worked hard and, and really smart. I mean, the best part, he's like having another quarterback back there. Tegan's done a great job as far as orchestrating it, and Jacob Schwab has been really smart. He's picked up some tough blitzes. He's ran really hard for some tough yards. So, I mean, yeah, it's made a big difference, I think, in where our team is going, having him there. And the other one has been, Alpers, stepping up, having a couple big games. When Alpers plays well, I mean, our team also plays well.
Finally, Coach, next week we have a short week now. I guess so does Harrisburg. I think Brandon Valley is beating them pretty good tonight in Brandon Valley, but we go to there for the final regular season ball game. We're on a 4-game winning streak week, and this game could depend on your playoff matchup in the first round. Because with power points is a huge ball game. Yep. Talk about some stuff that you guys will need to do this week to prepare in a short week for Harrisburg.
Well, they're a really talented physical team, and that's the one thing that, we've struggled with up front, just because of our size, mismatches up front. But like I said, our offensive line has played better and better the whole time. We have to continue our run game and the short pass game, and then, when we get our chances to get shots, that's really what our offense has always been about, is can we control the ball, and then hit for the big touchdown. And tonight we did. We do that against Harrisburg. We feel like we're going to put ourselves in a chance to win, but they're definitely, they're an upper tier team just as far as talent. Their quarterbacks, a highly recruited quarterback, outstanding thrower and runner. Their tailback is really skilled. They got 2 returning all-state receivers, on their squad. So it's definitely going to be a good challenge for our defense and offense next week.
Thank you so much, Coach. Congratulations on another win tonight.
Hey, thanks, Brett. Appreciate it.
And that was O'Gorman football coach Jason Poppy. I want to thank Coach for his time. We'll come back. We'll have the players of the game for Sioux Falls O'Gorman. Don't go anywhere.
Is there an event that you would like announced right here on the RPR Network? Please email the details at least 2 weeks in advance to Therese at realpresenceradio.com. That's Therese at realpresenceradio.com. We can help spread the word about what's happening at your parish and in your diocese. Again, that email address is Therese at realpresenceradio.com.
When you look to the future, is the road there inevitable? It's not. That's why O'Gorman education matters. It's where you'll grow in your faith, be challenged, celebrate, and become part of a community. These are the moments that will shape your life. This is where your path will unfold. What are you waiting for? You belong in blue.
All right, welcome back. It's always fun talking to Coach Poppinga after the ball games. It's really nice of him. He came all the way across the field, up a flight of bleachers to come chat with me about the Knights game. He's very, very happy, Coach, with especially on the offensive end. Jason is the play caller offensively, and to see his team execute like that, that is absolutely outstanding. He did mention to me off air it's going to be a lot tougher next week with Harrisburg coming up on Thursday. We are going to go now to our player of the game tonight for Sioux Falls O'Gorman. I think Coach would echo this with me as Tegan Schlimgen tonight. Don't have the final stat line on Tegan yet. I think he was like 16 for 21 in the first half, but I think he probably, maybe, we'll see, got Isaac's passing yardage record for a game. So we'll wait to see for that. But he was throwing darts all over the field, short, long passes, dropped a couple right in the bucket. The one to Sam Stukel, which Coach mentioned in the third quarter. He had another one in the first half. He kind of dropped in there as well. So Tegan Schlimgen is our player of the game for Sioux Falls O'Gorman tonight. So congrats to Tegan Schlimgen on a terrific performance. This is the 4th straight victory for Sioux Falls O'Gorman tonight. I'm going to take our final break. We come back. We're going to have a final scoreboard, see if we can get any score updates from across the state, and then we'll wrap it up and get you prepared for next week against Harrisburg. You're listening to the Knights Locker Room Show on Real Presence Radio.
Sioux Equipment Company can fix, sell, and repair gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors. They offer sales and services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment in Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company is located at 1310 East 39th Street in Sioux Falls, just off of East Benson Road. They can be reached by calling 605-334-1653. Again, that number is 605-334-1653.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR Network when you're on the go? Just search for Real Presence Radio in your app store. Listen live to any station across the network at any time, so you can stay connected to your local community from wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show, Real Presence Live. The Real Presence Radio app, with you every step of your faith journey.
All right, score update halftime, Pierre 21-7 7 over Mitchell. I'm going to refresh that one to see if that's any more update. Greg Dean on Twitter provided that update, so thank you, Greg. 21-7 Pierre over Mitchell. Yankton is leading Douglas 28-7. Last update on Brookings was beating Spearfish 50-0 in the second quarter of that one. Brandon Valley's up on Harrisburg 35-14. Sioux Falls Lincoln held off Sioux Falls Washington 28-0 or 28-20. That was a game that Washington came all the way back and almost beat Lincoln there. That game was played tonight at Howard Wood. The Huron Tigers lead Tri-Valley 21-8. That's the end of 3 quarters as well. So I think that's pretty much all the scores. I don't know if we got a Roosevelt Watertown score. I'm going to check, see if I can pull that up and see if there's any score report on that one. Rosie's been off the past couple weeks here. So let's see. Roosevelt leads Watertown 34-14 at half, and that was from about 35 minutes ago. So Roosevelt's offense keeps scoring a lot of points. That's an explosive offense. So Rosie up big over Watertown. Pierre up on Mitchell 21-7. Yankton up on Douglas 28-7. Brandon Valley 35-14 over Harrisburg. Brookings is crushing Spearfish out in Rapid City area tonight, and Huron up on Tri-Valley at the end of 3 quarters. Quick mention here for tomorrow. O'Gorman's volleyball team plays at Aberdeen Central at 3:30, and the O'Gorman boys soccer team plays the state title game in Huron tomorrow night against Rapid City Stevens. Again, that's a 7 o'clock start, so go to either South Dakota Public TV if you have your TV stations. You can watch it there, or go online and go to the video section. You should be able to find that on sdpb.org. Good luck to Coach Ryan Byer and his boys soccer players tomorrow night. Hopefully they can bring back a state championship to Sioux Falls. And then this coming week, I'll be video streaming Sioux Falls O'Gorman volleyball against Roosevelt Tuesday night. The varsity game is at 7 at O'Gorman High School. And then Thursday will be the big last regular season football game. That will be against Harrisburg in Harrisburg at 7 o'clock. Kickoff will go on the air probably about 6:22, 6:25-ish for that ball game. And then it'll be the playoffs the following Thursday. So we're kind of wrapping up this season. It just goes so darn quick. O'Gorman, great game tonight. I thought, you make the 3-hour trip up to Aberdeen. You have a 30-degree temperature difference from last week's game. Cold, kind of a little bit of a windy day here in Aberdeen. Offensively, you get 4 scores in your first 4 possessions, 3 touchdowns, 1 field goal. As Coach Poppingham mentioned, they didn't punt once offensively. And then defensively, continue to do kind of what they do. I mean, there's a few, Aberdeen Central has a few really good players offensively, so they made a few plays, but I mean, you forced a few turnovers and held them to 12 points. So anytime you can hold a team at 12 points, you feel pretty good about it as well. Tegan Schlimgen was just terrific tonight, throwing darts all over the field, to Stukel, to Riedel, to Konechki, David Alpers got involved, Harry Huners, Bo Beavers, he just found all kinds of different targets. Jacob Schwab caught the ball, ran the ball really well in the backfield. So just a great overall team performance for O'Gorman. Hopefully they can get healthy and back. It's a short week for everyone, though. You lose one day, so you normally play Friday, now it's Friday, Thursday, so we'll see how that affects O'Gorman and Harrisburg moving into next week. I want to thank all our sponsors and underwriters for O'Gorman football tonight for sponsoring the broadcast. Want to thank my volunteer announcers, Isaac Struck, Dan Johnson, and Al Benjamin, for all they've done this season. They're terrific. They're all volunteers, so if you see any of those 3 around, thank them for all the time and effort they put into these O'Gorman sports broadcasts. It helps me out a great deal to have 3 reliable guys like them. I also want to thank Coach Poppinga for all he's done this year, letting me interview him every week and give me information that I need for O'Gorman as well, and Ken Lindeman giving me stats for O'Gorman, which is terrific. And just all the viewers and watchers on YouTube, on the app, on watching O'Gorman football. It's terrific to wake up Saturday morning looking, you have over 2,000 views or 1,000 views on the video streams. It makes us happy to be able to provide that service. So in conclusion, O'Gorman, nice victory tonight over Aberdeen Central. They improved to 5-3 on the season, 4 straight wins. You want to be playing your best football at the end of the season. That's what O'Gorman's doing now. And they have a team, Harrisburg, who's 5-2 on the season. Looking forward to that game next week. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening tonight. And everyone have a great rest of your night. Safe travels on the way back to Sioux Falls if you're traveling. And we'll see you next Thursday night. Go Knights.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, O'Gorman Knights Football has been brought to you in part by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota, Jardine Construction, Barnett Vision Clinic, Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools, McGuire Iron, Sioux Equipment Company, Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness, Mark Promis with Providence Financial, First Premier Bank Card, Canfield Business Interiors, the BB Agency, Knights of Columbus Insurance, Closets and More, and JMJ Caseworks.
The preceding O'Gorman Knights activity has been a special presentation of the Real Presence Radio Network.